All right, welcome to the Sae Bae cast number 258 with TastyLife. TastyLife, how are we
Ooh,
doing this beautiful afternoon?
258. Dude, you
Two.
got a hell of us. I didn't realize you had that many, dude. Are you do you have anything like special planned for 300, or you just letting it rip?
That's a good question. Thought I was gonna have something special for 200, but nothing really in particular, other than like just it was like the fresh year, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start kind of doing some exclusive episodes, and that was always a tricky thing to get into. Like as a content creator, doing anything that's like directly paid for, it just seems so slimy. I just, you know what I mean? Like it's just
And
not a
speak for yourself, buddy. Well, I love making money, bro.
but like back when YouTubers were like first getting into sponsorships, it was just such a fucking bad look. And now it's just
Oh
completely
yeah.
mainstream. Everyone accepts it. Everyone's like, yeah, go get your bag, bro. But there's something a little bit tainted about just being like, hey, here's some content, but you're gonna have to pay for it directly. Like, you just give me your money.
People want to see you win, bro. If they like your content, they're willing to support, especially because like you mentioned, like what YouTubers took sponsors back in the day, like sponsored segments, it was kind of a big no-no. But I feel like that was always destined to just become culturally okay because I think people kind of tuned in to the fact that if they wanted the level of content and the output of content that is required, like you can't have a job, like you
Yeah.
have to make money from it. So people, I don't know, people queued on that pretty quick. But to answer your initial question, I'm doing pretty dude. Holy shit, I'm doing pretty well. I was about to say I did not get very much sleep, but I think that's probably evident, dude. I took a fat scoop of pre-workout yesterday, bro. I didn't fall asleep until like
Oh
3:30 in the
no.
morning. But
Oh
I'm
no.
yeah, I'm doing good. I'm back on the gym arc. I've been doing that for
Oh
almost a
shit.
month at this point.
Okay.
I'm having a bit of a RuneScape revival right now. I know you said you wanted to talk a little bit about like main burnout, which we definitely
Yes.
can
Yes.
because
Yes. Yes.
I was a firsthand victim of that for sure. But yeah, also thank you for having me on again, dude. What is this, my fourth
Might
appearance on the
might
Cast?
be okay. So you've been on. I think you've been on
But
twice exclusively, right? And then with Prison Joe and Matt K.
Uh,
Or have
no,
you
no,
just been on
I've
one
only
time?
been on once exclusively. That was the first
Oh,
one we ever did. And then so this is my fifth time. Damn, I've been on like 3% of these things, man.
yeah.
Because I did one with T Papa, I did one with
Oh
Chris and
yeah,
Joe, and I did
that
one
was
with Matt
it.
K. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're getting up there because I think Uberu right now holds the crown of being on the most. And now he's a part
Really?
of like this.
Uberu
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. He's had two exclusive episodes as well by himself, and now
Holy, all right.
he's even a part of like the little offshoot that I've started, Say More, and I got like
I didn't know he
Sinferna
had an
involved
offshoot.
and Trace. It's just fun. It's a good little vibe, but.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's so there's a bunch of different branches I want to go down, but the first thing is definitely that sort of burnout that you can kind of experience with RuneScape. Um, because it seems like that's been more of a common thing these days. I feel like when people play their main iron or main account for too long, it just gets to the point where the goals are too rough and it's just like the dopamine isn't there anymore. It's just like this is
Yeah.
not as good. I mean, we just saw it with Hey Jay, somebody I genuinely thought would never hit that point. I thought he was locked in for life.
Really shocked me. That really, because dude, I saw him do clues for 4 years for one collection log slot and never get it. And so I was
Yeah.
like, if he's lasted this long, like nothing can kill this guy. But no, I've been watching his new series. I think he only has one episode out, as far as I know.
Yeah,
But I
no, he
watched
just
that.
came out with the
It's
second.
exciting.
So,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
I'll
he's
check that out.
getting into that. But what was it for
Um,
you? Because you seem very busy with Behemeth. You've even been streaming quite a bit alongside Behemeth. I don't know how much of a workload that is to do that almost every day. I know you're not always the host, but
yeah, six days a week. I've one day off.
okay, that
Um,
can be a bit draining. So I feel like all of that RuneScape news and the streams, like and all like whatever the hell else you're doing in your real life, it can just be like, all right, I'm gonna log in and hunt a fucking pet. Like I'm no,
Yeah,
it's just
it really is a lot actually, and it was like this whole year I would say has really been like me trying to balance my schedule, because like I didn't even really have a schedule. Like I would just kind of wing stuff whenever I had time for it. But like a side effect of that is that I never really made time for things. Like I didn't really plan super efficiently, and so like if I had something to do that was really, really pressing, I'd be like, okay, I'll do that. And then that would take me a bit. And then I would have something that didn't really have a timeline, like a YouTube video I wanted to put out, and that would just be put off, forever because I had a lot of work to do. And then like I have to spend time with my friends, like my girlfriend, and then, I got to stream, and it was I don't know, it's been a balancing act for sure. And like you're exactly right. Like doing all that stuff and then like logging on to stream to go entertain people for 4 hours doing, like hunting a pet or something and like not getting it for months. Definitely like I think this is probably the first time in my life that I really had felt like a pretty genuine RuneScape burnout. Cause like there have been times where I just didn't care that much, but I was happy to log on and just like chat with people and do whatever. But yeah, for the first time, probably like 3 or 4 months ago, I started to dread going live. Like I just didn't want to fucking do it. And it showed too. I was really, really inconsistent. I had no schedule. I'd stream, RuneScape for like an hour, and then I would just play a bunch of Counter-Strike because I loved playing Counter-Strike. And that was like one of the few things that was fun for me. So I was like, I'll do that. I'll stream that. But yeah, it eventually just kind of like caught up to me mentally because I don't know, like I had to get it put into perspective for me where like I am quite literally living someone's dream. Like being a full-time content creator is so many people's dreams. Like for people under 30, I'm pretty sure it's the most desired job of all time, which is, it's easy to know that logically. And it's easy to understand that, but when you've been doing it for so long, there just comes a point where you don't really feel it. Like you just kind of stop appreciating it. And I think it takes a little bit of like reframing and like self-reflection to kind of fully put yourself back in your place. So I don't know. I had like, I don't know, 2-3 months where I was just a fucking bum, bro. I went live like 3 days a week. And then most of that was just me playing Counter-Strike. And then I was just kind of like, yeah, this isn't fucking working for me. Something's got to change. And so, yeah, now I put myself on a much stricter schedule. Like I've got a workout program I'm running. I got back into powerlifting, which I haven't done in, like seriously in like 3 years, I don't think. But it was, the only time I've been super consistent in the gym is when I powerlift because it's what I actually like to do. So I started that again. And then now I've got like a really rock hard stream schedule that I'm sticking to. I'm like, I started a new account too. I started a hardcore, which, you never thought you'd see the day. At least a solo hardcore. Like when we did the GIM back in the day, that was so much fun. I had a great time, dude. Minus the ending, but it was pretty fucking fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just feel like, especially with the state of the game right now, it is such a good time to reroll. Because there's so much content that's so fun, but it's all like early game, mid game, like early, late game even. And like I'm on a maxed main. I don't have to, there's no reason for me to go do any of that. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't, it's not rewarding. So yeah, I've been following the Bodhi guide / the actual T-Papa guide, which fun fact, if you're an Iron Man, a hardcore using the Bodhi guide, that was primarily written by T-Papa Slice, but they slapped Bodhi's name on it.
Really?
So,
yeah, just to make it more popular. If it was T-Papa
to
guy,
make it
like
more
nobody's
popular.
following that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't follow that shit, bro. Are you serious?
It's all
That guy
about the
died with
branding.
230 TOA, man.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
So yeah, that's really what I've been doing. I'm mining shooting stars right now,
Hell yeah. No, I mean, I think it is a good time. It almost feels, I think for me, starting a new account again would have to be post-sailing, and I think by the time I'd even want to consider doing a new account, because I kind of told you, like I jumped into your stream and I was just saying I'm fucking loving my Iron Man. Like I'm playing it every day, and I'm the most inconsistent streamer of all time right now. But that's like how backwards it is for me. It's just like I'm enjoying the game more, and I don't want the game to be tainted by me having to go live and then putting extra pressure on myself to like do shit that I actually don't want to do to like capture the audience's attention.
That's super, super valid. And anyone who breaks into the content creator space is going to experience that at some point. Like you start because you love it, you know, like that's always why you start. If you start for any other reason, you're dumb and it's not going to work. You start because you love it. And then there comes a point where it gets like kind of serious and like maybe you even go full time. And then it's like, oh, I have now entirely created like this thing I can't control. Like I took what I enjoyed and I made it my job. So now I have to do it. And that immediately kind of takes some of the fun out of it. And long term it's hard to balance. So you really just kind of have to, you got to listen to yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, how is the hardcore? Like, do you feel like after your burnout, it was you getting back into a structure with the gym and a streaming schedule and everything that has helped motivate you to play RuneScape, or do you actually think most of it has to be you getting off the main as well, and now you're like actually enjoying the game and streaming?
That's actually a good question, and I don't really know. Like, I don't think there's necessarily a causality one way exclusively. Like getting back into the gym and having a strict schedule has definitely helped me. Like I've tried to kind of reframe it in my mind. Like this is a privilege. This is my job. Like I'm going to clock in and I'm going to do the fucking hours. And then, you know, if I work hard and I'm consistent, I will see returns on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as for why I actually enjoy, dude, like fun fact, I play this account offline. Like I play my hardcore offline. I have not played RuneScape off stream besides YouTube videos in probably 3 years. Like no joke, probably about 3
you
years.
Like
granted,
bit on Big Dogs, right? A little bit at least, hopefully.
Yeah, I did on Big Dogs. That is true, but like really not
season.
that fucking much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like granted I streamed 4 or 5 hours a day, and then it was spent another couple hours making YouTube videos, so I still was playing a lot, but playing for nothing other than genuine fun has not happened in a very long time, which I'm doing now, which I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Give me a sec.
No, that's a cool thing to like know, is that you're genuinely enjoying it. I think there's something special about that early game Iron. I don't know. It's just something so fucking addicting about it. It just gets you hooked.
It's just progress is fast. Like the dopamine is just,
and there's also something special about having a deep understanding about the game. I mean, now you've kind of experienced early game previously, so you're like kind of in the know a little bit more. Like, oh, I did this. Like, because I bet you're gonna try to rush Hunter Rumors again, right? Like, I'm guessing that's part of your
plan. I'm just following the Bodhi guide step for step. Okay. I'm not thinking for myself at all. Okay. But yeah, I mean, what I was gonna say earlier is that like playing offline for fun, I think a huge reason of why I never really did that, like for hardcore specifically, I've rolled a few hardcores. Some have even gotten farther than the one I have right now, but I have always done them with the intent of like making content out of it, like making YouTube videos and stuff like that. And this one, I decided I'm not going to do that, because every time I've done that, I just get to this point where like the grind starts to slow down. You got to start doing bullshit like, fucking crafting and seaweed runs and birdhouses and whatever. And I struggled to make that or have that be entertaining in my mind. And like, it would take 100 hours to make an episode instead of like 10 if it's the first episode and you're starting the account, because the content just kind of slows down. That would always just burn me the fuck out. And so this hardcore, I started with the explicit goal. Like people ask me, what's my goal with this account? It's literally just to have fun. That's all I want to do. As soon as I stop having fun, I won't play it. I won't even fucking touch it. But like, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm playing it offline. When I go live, I'll pick up wherever the hell I am. And it's just like a small shift in mentality, but it's been so much more fun for me. Like I genuinely really enjoy it.
Yeah, that fucking resonates. That's exactly what this account was all about. It was like, I'm going to make a new normal iron. I'm already going to get fucking judgment for that because I already have an Iron Man. But it was just, I am going to just play exactly how I want to play. Like exactly just optimally fun. And for me, like my autistic self, like one of the first fucking grinds I went on was like 91 fishing just for fucking no reason.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you sat there and did 3 tick fishing.
Yeah.
Did 91, bro.
And like,
so you get 70 agility or whatever the fuck it was.
Exactly. Like if I were to have done that with the frame of mind of like, I want to create content, then no, I would just no fucking way I would have ever done that. That would have just been like destroying the career immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's fucking cool. I also, whatever happened to your Unethical Iron Man series? Is that just
so that is like, I'll call it semi shelves, but not really. Like it's still alive and well. I have like half of an episode recorded with it. It is prohibitively expensive now because when I did it, oh, it's so fucking expensive. When I did it first, and I had a boosting clan who I will not name because they recently transitioned into accepting real world money, so
Jesus.
Not using them anymore. Yeah, it's a whole, which we could talk about that later. It's a whole thing. Yeah, no, when I did that, like I paid half price for the boost, basically for shout outs in the videos that I used their services, which was every video. Or like sometimes they would give me stuff for free. Like they gave me my mega scales for free. They didn't charge me anything, and that's like a 1 billion GP service for one run. Like
Jeez.
those are no fucking joke. And like I really, frankly, I'm not very wealthy on my main. I don't have a lot of like expendable income. Like there's still a lot of gear that I'm missing. And the thought of like liquidating my fucking T-bow or my scythe or like my Torva, like I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just have to make money in other ways. So I still have plans to continue the series. But it's going to be a lot slower, and it will turn probably more into like a true passion project where I'm only going to do it when I'm motivated to do it. And frankly, when I can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say
it's a fun series. It's a good idea, but at every fucking every single video, something Jagex has done something to make it a lot harder. Like
yeah.
Maybe I should just take the fucking hint. But like I've talked to JMods and like they're like, yeah, you can make that series. Like that is not against the rules. But also, I guess the people that I'm interfacing with are like, Mod Goblin and people who are community facing. They're not the people that make the RuneScape rules.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it really does feel targeted sometimes. It really did feel pretty targeted with a lot of the changes because it was like right after I released a video. There this is no longer allowed. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude.
You're like the new Rendy, where like Rendy was like working on the fucking he was like literally there would be an update that is in progress. It's like an update countdown, 20 minutes, and it's like patching exactly the thing he's like trying to fucking like do right there in the video. I don't know if you watched any of those old ones where he's like on the fucking Varrock church trying to do some
mad
glitch
scientist
shit.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy. I'm always kind of shocked that I'm pretty sure Rendy still has like 10 or 15 accounts that still just don't have prayer and are able to access Mauritania from that. Like it always feels like that's something Jagex should like do something about, but they just don't care enough. And I don't even know if they have like the resources to like easily figure out which accounts those even are. I mean, I guess they probably could, but yeah, the whole game is so fucking jank when you're trying to be a snowflake. I remember they were trying to, what were they trying to patch recently that was like it was just the stackable clues. That was it. They were gonna get rid of juggling clues, or they were like trying to get to that point so we could have stackable. And then all these snowflakes came out of the woodworks, and they're like, you can't do that because like look at all these other level 3s that fucking abused it. So
yeah. No, we can fucking talk about clues. My views on clues are the exact opposite of yours, if I'm being honest, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been a little bit more liberal with it all lately, but I want to hear your take. Just overall take on it, I guess.
Just in general, I always loved how clues functioned from a historical standpoint. Like I liked the fact that they were a complete like stop to whatever activity you were doing. Like you could go farm, whatever Slayer task you had. And if you wanted to do clues, like you'd have to pause and stop, every 15, 20 minutes whenever you got a clue and go do it. Or if you just wanted the task over, like you have to forfeit some of the benefit that clues give you, and just like risk, missing out on an extra clue if you just want to finish your task faster. Like I like that flow of gameplay. Like that is interesting to me. It makes clues feel more rewarding. I don't like juggling. Like, I don't know. It's not ultimately that fucking important. Like stackable clues came in the game and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Like I don't think about it. It doesn't bother me, but I think just I don't like it. It feels like it cheapened the clue experience a little bit to me. But I mean, if the people want it, then that's fine. Like if everybody really wants it, then I don't care enough to go on a campaign to not have that exist.
That's exactly my view of it. It's not the exact opposite. That's exactly my view, where I genuinely.
I thought you loved stackable clues. I thought you were like riding those hard.
Oh no. I was like adamantly against it until it got to the point. Listen, so you might be confused because I did eventually jump on the bandwagon of like, let's have stackable clues, but it was to get rid of juggling clues.
Oh, okay. See, I watched one of your rambles about it, and that's okay. I guess I just misunderstood.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, and if you misunderstood, that means probably a lot of other people probably misunderstood as well. But
I watch your videos in the shower, so it's kind of loud in there. Maybe I didn't hear everything.
But no, it was always just like I liked what you said, like just the classic clue of you can only do one clue at a time. You got to make that decision, and if you commit to doing clues, you just had to decide like, okay, now I got my clue. I'm going to go do it right now. I'm going to drop everything I do to go do it, and that is partly the reason, and just being a fucking nerd and playing a lot. Like that was part of the reason like my Iron Man was so high ranked in like clues, is because I just like fully committed.
Yeah, you loved clues, dude.
Yeah,
you love
it's like it's something in RuneScape as well, where something that's annoying to deal with, if you can embrace it, you can just like leapfrog ahead of everybody. If you can just accept the masochism of something like
that's
really
like the people
stupid.
who farmed necks on release for 6 months straight and made 40 bill.
Yes.
Even though it's just so unbearably insufferable.
It was
so
bad.
awful.
It was
so
bad. So
it's still not good, but that's fine.
The juggling, though, genuinely part of the juggling that just came out into the game randomly, no poll. That was part of the reason I kind of started burning out on my main iron. Was I just started seeing people just doing just thousands of clues like a month, just being able to just camp hellhounds. Like back in the day, I won't go on this for too long just because it is pretty irrelevant at this point, where I've just kind of been like, I don't really care anymore. I've played the game differently than I did back then, where I'm just trying to enjoy the game these days. But back then, hard clues on an iron, you could get like 6 max. Like that was like the amount of hard clues you could complete an hour if you were maximally sweating and barraging jellies. And it was like maybe 1 elite an hour. After juggling came out and all the Callisto changes, it was like 3 elites an hour, and like you could end up obtaining like 25 fucking hards an hour. Now you couldn't actually complete all 25 in an hour, but you could like just stack them. So people that weren't unemployed like myself could now work like a full 8-hour workday and genuinely stack like 150 hards, like full AFK basically while they're working, and then when you get home, just send like 150 fucking hards. So it completely revolutionized how clues are even done. Like that was never a thing. If you were working an 8-hour job, you couldn't even do clues, because it was like, you get a clue, you have to go fucking do it before you get another one, and you're on the job. Like you're gonna go do a clue right now? Like what the fuck? So it changed up a lot of the metas, and it just like it kind of threw off my whole like, I don't know.
Well, okay, it's interesting you bring that up, because I mean, like on an emotional level, like I agree with that. Like one of my long-standing RuneScape opinions, or I guess beliefs, is that like when someone buys an Inferno cape, for example, I don't feel like that devalues my Inferno cape. Like on a fundamental level, I go for achievements on my account because they are rewarding to me intrinsically. Like there's the amount of people that do it differently or more efficiently, like doesn't really affect how I feel about that achievement on a personal level. But like sometimes it does, like with clues specifically, it did feel to me like it just cheapened it a little bit. And it's hard to reconcile those two things because I don't want to admit that it's true.
Hmm.
But it made me feel like less, I don't know, when I grinded out a lot of masters. I have 1100 masters on my main hunting the bloodhound. That took me 6 years, bro. You know, fucking a
Yeah.
clogger. Cloggers will do 1100 master clues in like a month.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's kind of insane. And like I know that's such a small portion of the population. I should not even care about that at all, but it does feel a little weird, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a reframing of how you see the game as well, because that affected me much
Yeah.
more back then, because I actually did value my ranks. I did value the prestige of my account. Like I liked that I was putting in hella fucking hours and getting the rewards and kind of and as a content creator, when you are, and again, this is sort of a warped perspective because it really wasn't true. It was kind of something I started just perceiving on my own, just like this is how I'm kind of seeing my sort of content creation career, is that
Yeah.
people know me for having a really pimped out Iron Man. And so
Yeah.
when things start getting devalued and I'm not in those high spots, it really did feel like oh shit,
Yeah,
like
it
this is going to be
drags on
much,
you.
much harder to keep up now, like to maintain. Like it's going to be endless amounts of upkeep to
Yeah.
kind of retain that. And
And
then
there's
you just take a step back and you're like, okay, nobody really fucking cares.
Yeah, and there's just something about like even if what you're doing is like you're really enjoying it, if it's inefficient and there's like a clearly better way to do it that's very common, like that kind of sticks in your mind. And I think I talked to like Ari Slash about this at one point, like a long time ago, maybe a couple years ago. It was post Bofa release. And like now, Iron Man is basically go get your Bofa. Like when you start your account, that is what Iron Man is for the
Yeah.
most part. And he like hated that. Like he hated the kind of account progression, and the Bofa felt so mandatory. It was such a long grind that I think it kind of like burned him out a little bit. Maybe he was starting a new Iron or something. I forget what it was. But he's like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not going for Bofa. Like, I'm getting my rune crossbow and I'm just going to do what I want to do. But
Yeah.
like, you could tell he was clearly like, it was bothersome
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there was such an immediately best route to take, which I feel like RuneScape typically does a really good job at giving people options and like making a lot of paths feel rewarding. But,
Hmm.
especially when Bofa was first released, dude, that shit was so fucking good.
It
It's still
was.
insanely good. Like it's still just the best item you can really go for in an iron. But like especially back then, like you're just wasting your fucking time if you're not rushing Bofa on an iron.
Yeah. No, and I feel like actually this is kind of like feeds into another area of discussion, which is like crossbows. Did you see the little vacuum cleaner offhand that we're going to get from sailing? Little Aqua Knights.
Yeah, yeah.
The little
I
like
did
thing
see
that's
that.
trying. It's
It
like
makes the
trying
crossbow
to
hit twice or something.
Yeah. It's like trying to give some love to crossbows, because crossbows from the beginning of time have just been kind of shit. Really,
Yeah.
besides like ZCB specking, here and there. I guess Nex was kind of good with ZCB. Like they tried to make it so like very very niche situations when a boss just has like unlimited HP. Yeah, hitting those rubies like at Leviathan, for example, the crossbows. If you have these alright crossbow, then it's worth it. But
Yeah.
I genuinely
Otherwise,
feel like
kinda worthless.
they should do something to crossbows, because like you said about like Bofa, it's like Bofa and Blowpipe are just so crazy. And they really, I don't know, I think they get some love to crossbows. I also think genuinely, this was my prediction from like a couple years ago when DT2 came out, when all the DT2 bosses were shitting out javelins. I was like, yeah, we're gonna see a new ballista like anytime now. I'm surprised they
A
haven't announced
useful
one.
ballista.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of going the route where they're trying to retroactively make like niche items more useful, like the like using a ballista to pop the Araxite things, like little mechanics like that. So it's worth having a ballista, which turns out now you just need a fucking hunter crossbow. So it is kind of still worthless. The ballistas don't do fucking anything. It's just kind of a troll drop at demonics now.
Actually, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. In the future, I would like to see that. I think that'd be cool.
They might do some sort of a. I'm guessing if they ever did come out with a ballista, they'd probably try to tie it in with the heavy or light ballista, like have it as an attachment. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe they would do it.
Escape.
Yeah, no, I mean that's again
Well,
like another one of
I
those
think
things. Yeah.
if they do that, they should just make the frame drop from whatever, and then you still have to go get the other pieces from demonics, and that way it's not like a complete waste of demonics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or and allow you to be able to dismantle a previously created ballista. Like I'm not fucking grinding another
Can you
monkey
do that
tail.
or no?
You can't right now. No, it's like as soon as it's made, it's done.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. That would, like, if they did that, then it wouldn't like hard punish irons if they did release a new ballista like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know why this just popped into my head. I've got a question about Raids 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
What mega rare do you want to see?
Okay, so I've been saying this for ages. I want a fast melee weapon. We just got the new wand, the Eye of Ayak or whatever.
You mean a 3-tick melee weapon? Or like 2-tick or what?
I want a 2-tick personally. And I even wanted a 2-tick wand. I think the 3-tick was fine just because the fastest we had previous was 4, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But straight
do we
up,
have 3-tick melee weapons?
We have like ham joint and swift blade. That's it.
Oh yeah,
and those are like more
maracas if you're armor set procs.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. But there's something really satisfying about a 2-tick melee weapon, and it's much harder to maintain DPS when things attack faster. Because as soon as you lose 1 tick, it's like there's 50% of your fucking damage output just gone right there. Where if you lose a tick with a scythe, who fucking cares?
Yeah, that's a good point. I do think faster weapons are really, really fun because they allow for so much more skill expression and like movement and stuff like that.
And there would be so many situations, like in anything that you're actually moving around. Like just think of Ulm, for example. When you're killing the melee hand, let's just say there's a new 2-tick melee weapon. I doubt, who knows, maybe it won't even outclass like the Dragon Hunter lance or scythe or whatever. But if it's a 2-tick weapon, you will have to do constant weapon switching. Like you'll bop it a bunch of times 2-tick, and then whenever you're doing the stepaways, you'll have to swing your scythe or hit with a lance or something to maintain that DPS. So I just think it's gonna open up many more windows. But the way they have to balance it is because faster attacking weapons just scale so fucking crazy with the rest of your strength.
Insane. Yeah.
What you have to do is you have to slash all the strength in half. So like right now, I'm pretty sure with no weapon in your fucking hand, you're still getting like 100 melee strength these days. It's just absolutely crazy. All the gears you can put on is just
pretty crazy.
You can like punch 40s. Like you just don't even have a weapon. Just like literally.
That's so sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what they have to do is they have to slash all your melee strength when holding that weapon in half, basically, and then use that as like, I'm not going to be able to explain this in words right now, but basically, instead of making it so it's just every single bit of strength you get from like your gloves or something, let's just say like Ferocious Gloves, I think is like plus 14 strength or something. Would not. So if you were to add 2, it's not like adding 4, like if some other ring comes out that gives you like plus 2 more strength, it wouldn't basically be the equivalent of plus 4 with these new 2-tick attacking things. You know what I mean? Because you're attacking twice.
Slash your stuff in half or whatever.
Yeah, you just kind of have to sort of do a slash in half. So it's basically like a 4-tick weapon's strength, so that you're not getting the doubling of strength compared to a 4-tick weapon getting a new upgrade. So anyway, so that's just for balancing reasons they'd have to do that. But you can easily bring out some sort of 2-tick melee weapon that would be just a fucking basher. I mean, I was always thinking of like Abyssal Knuckles, where you're basically just got these like fucking like Hulk gloves on and you're just punching people like every 2 ticks, and the special would like be a fucking like flurry of multiple punches, like 8 punches in a row or something, just fucking nuts.
You ever played Dark Souls? You're a Dark Souls guy?
I like Dark Souls. I haven't really played much. I played Elden Ring for like a couple weeks, and then I got to a point where I couldn't progress.
I'm thinking of like a twin blade staff, like the thing. It basically looks like the fucking lightsaber that Darth Maul had, like the double-sided lightsaber.
Ooh.
Like something like that would be kind of cool, just like constantly spinning every attacking 2 ticks. Although the one thing I'm thinking about now that we're talking about this is like, what kind of content would you design that weapon would be good at? Because the scythe basically dominates anything that's 3x3 or greater.
Yeah.
So like, are you saying to make this better than the scythe on every enemy, like 1x1, 2x2?
So that's a good question. I think this would be a crush weapon, one. So
Okay,
with
yeah.
slash, I mean, scythe already dominates with slash. So this would be crush, and I think raw DPS, what I would want it to be is if you were just attacking a target with 0 defense, just without any tick loss with best in slots on scythe and these like knuckles or whatever, I'd want the knuckles to
3x3.
outclass it.
Okay, yeah, because
even
bosses
3x3s,
are all
yeah.
3x3 anyway.
Yeah, even
So
3x3.
definitely that would obviously outclass a scythe on like a 1x1.
Yeah, of course. So I'd want it to outclass in every situation, but again, this is crush. So I'm saying for the example of 0 defense target, the knuckles would outclass. Maybe the knuckles wouldn't have quite as much accuracy, so they'd be better against lower level or lower defense monsters. And then on top of that,
Skate, baby.
yeah, and as soon as you lose fucking 1 tick, it's just you've just lost a lot of DPS. That's kind of the downside of it. It really is about maximizing every single attack you can squeeze in. So the cool thing about having a mega rare that's more difficult to use because it's faster is it's genuinely for skilled players. I feel like a scythe genuinely is kind of like any noob can fucking pick up a scythe and just maintain really high DPS. Whereas if you grab these gloves, I've seen players that are not good at the game. They don't understand the value of a tick. And trust me, I was there. I remember not understanding the value of like a tick. The best example I can always bring up is like Sarah Doman doing my first Sarah solos where I was running, and for some reason my brain was just so obsessed with hitting the fucking corner of every single
You'd run all the way to the side of the
yeah, I'd hit the corner. So I was like
8-minute Sarah Doman kills, dude.
no, I was literally attacking like every fucking 9 ticks on like the long runs. Like I was waiting until I was at a safe spot, and I'm like, dude, I could have squeezed in another fucking hit right there, and I didn't understand that value. So I think because it's got so much more potential for DPS loss, that's what makes it that mega rare. It's like, okay, only really good gamers are going to be able to utilize this to its full potential.
Yeah, I like that because the mega rares now are like pretty idiot proof. The only thing that would be hard, I think, is like not future proofing it, but like balancing it around previous encounters, because all the previous encounters in the game have not been designed around having a 2-tick melee weapon. So it's like instantly that would become best in slot in so many places. Like that would just be insanely fucking good. But I guess if it's a crush weapon, hopefully it wouldn't outclass Scythe. Like if it's a slash weak monster, Scythe would still be better. Or what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for. Something that like these gloves would not be super accurate. They would just be a powerhouse against lower defense things, and it wouldn't have a slash or stab. It's purely crush.
Yeah, only crush. Yeah, that'd be cool. There was a video, dude. I forget who released it. I forget this guy's name. Forgive me. But he released a video on like the future of best in slot in RuneScape and talked a lot about like what makes the most sense for gear in the future. Did you see that?
Maybe. What
it
did
was
it talk
I'll try
about?
to look up the video. It was a smaller YouTuber. He had like, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 subs, but the video got like 100,000 views. Like it was
Jesus.
It really popped off. Let me look it up.
I will say while you're searching for that, the other mega rare I'd want is a ballista counterpart, something like that shoots javelins. I even think, I don't know if they're ever going to do this, but I would love gem tipped javelins. So, if this is okay. So, Sir.
Well, the idea that I was just kind of waffling off in my stream the other day, probably like a month or two ago, was it is technically Range's turn to get a new mega rare, but it's definitely hard to like sidestep the T-bow, because T-bow is good on what, like high mage bosses. Basically, that's what the T-bow is for.
Yep.
Dude, how cool would it be to have like a Bloodborne style fucking hand cannon or something? Like maybe it could even fire ballistas. It could fire cannonballs. Like, I don't know, maybe a new type of ammo. I have no idea. But just having something like that maybe is really high accuracy, but the damage doesn't necessarily scale with anything like mage, so it doesn't step on the toes of the T-bow. I just think visually that'd be fucking sick. I haven't really thought about how it would work, but like, imagine walking around with a giant fucking hand cannon. That'd be tight.
That'd be pretty dope. Yeah, but that's really the idea behind like the new ballista. It's not obviously a cannon, but it's got that same sort of vibe.
Concept. Yeah, same concept for sure.
Ballistas
are cool, dude. They're so cool. Like, it'd be great if we could use them, you know?
Bro, think about this. This was an idea that I was thinking of. You know how we have cannons that shoot cannonballs?
Yeah.
If we don't come out with some new ballista, I really think what would be dope is a stationary ballista shooter, like a cannon.
Like a cannon.
Except the difference would be it can be it's only aimed in one direction. So it's not going to be a thing that's constantly twisting around. It's like, basically it's more for oncoming enemies sort of, because it's a stationary ballista that you set down in the direction that you want it to be firing, basically. And then it sort of has that same sort of cannon range.
Would you use that on?
Just Slayer tasks and shit, but you'd be more like in the corner of a room with it firing outward, and it just shoots like every, I don't know, fucking 2 or 3 ticks as like a companion like DPS thing. And you're just shooting out. I don't know.
Forever thralls, dude. Yeah. We have thralls that last forever now.
Yeah. I just think it'd be kind of interesting, you know, because we already got cannons. Cannons are the most private server thing of all time. We just all accepted it because it's been in the game for fucking ever. Can you imagine they dropped the cannon today? How fucking weird that would be.
Dude, I have 400,000 granite cannonballs. They better not fucking do that.
Ooh. That's
I went really dry on Grotesque Guardians. So I got 8,000 kills for the pet there. So I have just unlimited. That's why I upvote every post I see on Reddit about making granite dust tradable. I'm like, please, dude. I will be so rich, bro. Please.
Dude, when are they going to make it so mining granite can be crushed down into granite dust? I don't get it. That makes so much intuitive sense. And it makes
that devalues my theoretical stack of granite. So I'm voting no. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, well, that I'll that's fine. That makes sense for you. You can spite vote that one. But that makes too much sense, genuinely.
Sense. Yeah.
I mean, sandstone as a new Iron Man, you're going to mine sandstone. It makes perfect sense. That update was so good. It feels like they could fucking make sandstone mining not just awful with the desert heat and everything else, and just the fact that it's mining anyway. But if there was some sort of reason to do granite besides just being, I don't know, some K-pop Twitter user like that, literally the only time I ever see anybody doing granite now is like that comes to mind. That comes to mind. It's just,
wasn't that like the Iron Man crafting meta? You go mine granite for sand or whatever, or is that a different rock? Same concept.
Yeah, I mean, there's sandstone and then there's granite. Like 3-tick 4G is the granite rocks. It's only in that like one little area. I mean, I guess they're spread out.
I did 3-tick 4 granite for 80 hours on my main back like 7 years ago to max my account.
Now imagine you could have done that, and then in the meantime, you're chiseling it down, maybe even chiseling it to maintain that cycle. And then by the end of that 80 hours, you've profited like fucking 80 mil because of all the granite dust you've obtained.
Making skilling valuable and useful? No, thank you.
Yeah. Dude,
that would be sick. A high effort skilling action that actually makes you money.
Yes.
Like, please, dude, please, bro.
I mean, we already have seen it, and they always are bangers. I mean, Hunter was
Sepulchre is the greatest skilling content of all time.
Sepulchre was great. Hunter, even before Hunter contracts, it was just chins, and you would make genuinely like going to 99 hunting red or black chins would make you fucking bank. It was always...
Yeah, Hunter Rumors are also fucking sick as hell. I love Hunter Rumors.
Yeah, I was doing that. You were doing that before I ever even touched it. I didn't even touch Hunter Rumors until I started playing Squad Cam, like on Big Dawgs. By the way, I do want to talk about Big Dawgs because I never had like a Postmortem of that, even though you were literally on with Matt K. We just never touched it, obviously, because Matt K was on.
Yeah.
Let's go over that a little bit. Like, that was fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, some of the most fun I've had on RuneScape. Genuinely, that was great. That was really, really fun.
It definitely started going downhill. I just remember, I just remember when the drama started kind of happening, just kind of like barely kind of coming up. I could tell there was a little bit of contention, but I was like, I'm not gonna get fucking involved. I think I didn't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say I wasn't helping because I was straight up addicted. Like I was having a fucking blast actually playing the account. Like I was miles ahead of the rest of the team. Like I was.
Oh yeah, you were gaming hard, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I think it wasn't something that I think we could have foreseen really. Like I think it genuinely was just one of those things where like we had to learn about what all of our individual goals were for the group just by trial and error, like it was. I feel like it was just a little bit discombobulated from the start, like what everyone kind of wanted for the group.
Totally.
Like, obviously, me and T Papa were just kind of like fucking around. Like, we just wanted it to be like pure content. That's all we really cared about. You got super addicted. You played the shit out of that account, dude. You loved it. You just wanted to grind, you wanted to progress. Jessie was British, so like she couldn't really play with us, which was also, if we do a second one, probably no Brits in that one.
Yeah.
And then, Gnome was just like super, super into high level efficiency, and like he didn't want to do any of the death forfeits because like they weren't useful for, the progress of the account to get to end game PVM really quickly. And so it's just kind of like a lack of cohesion for group goals that ultimately led to its downfall. But honestly, like, no regrets. I think that was all of our first games. Like that was just a great learning experience for all of us. And now, now we know if we come into another one, what we need to talk about and like strategize beforehand to make sure everything's on board with, everything that the group wants to do.
Totally. I do think if, I mean, just that is not trying to like rehash anything really, because everything has just been settled. It's like whatever. But
who cares now?
It does feel like we were all good with whatever. Like, honestly, I mean, maybe it's easier for me to have said just because I was just kind of playing exactly how I wanted. I was just like flying through levels and shit. But I didn't really give a fuck what anybody else was doing. No Monkey was literally doing solo Toas, solo Coliseum, like solo everything. Like he was running Toas before like we had even completed Beneath Cursed Sands. Like he was just running like solos on repeat, and none of us had a fucking issue with it. We were just like, do your thing. We don't care. Like try not to lose a life. But even if you lose a life, like who the fuck cares? Like we're just having fun.
Rest in peace, the exploding monkeys.
Yeah, yeah, and that was actually so fucking funny that I died to a mushroom. That was like perfect. A satyr dying to a mushroom just made perfect sense. And then no monkey dying to a monkey. And then the whole like insider thing we were saying, like, this is all scripted. This was all scripted. Oh yeah, that was it. He died to a fucking rat.
First, yeah. He ran Scardius first because no DC crystal.
Yeah. That was damn. Yeah, he did. And then because we still had one more life on it. Oh, I did liquidate those synapses a couple months ago.
We had 2 lives left, and that's when Gnome quit because it just wasn't fun for him, which I am totally fine with. Like I don't want anyone to do it if it's not entertaining for them. If they're not having a good time, like the content's not going to be good out of it, then like that's what I wanted was the content. Yeah. And then he left, and then pretty much the team was just dead in the water at that point. We had 2 lives left. And we just kind of fucking around. Like a lot of us started playing our mains and our other accounts at that point.
That was when
and then, the 4th life was like a couple weeks after Gnome quit
on stream.
Yeah. I forget what we were doing, but we were just fucking around. It might have been like
I think it was Zetback.
Yeah, it was Zetback. I don't know if it was on my subathon or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was on my subathon, and we like ordered 4 locos that night, and it was me and T Papa dueling TOA, dude.
God.
And I was so drunk, and then fucking the waves just took me out, and like at that point, none of us really cared. Like it was just fun.
We did not care.
And then the 5th life, I lost on purpose by picking Nettles a couple months after that because like we stopped playing the accounts.
Wait, did you?
It was like a 5. No, it was for a 5-second bit in another video that I was filming for my channel. I was like, watch this.
Bro, I logged into that account a few months ago, and I didn't even realize that we had lost all the lives. I was paying zero attention other than just liquidating some of the items.
I de-ironed that account, actually. It's just another like main. I'm probably never going to touch it realistically. But if
I'm never going to touch that. That
just is clogging up my Jagex launcher at this point.
Yeah, that was partly the reason why I wanted to start a solo fresh iron, is because I did hate the fact that I put so much time into this account, and I will never play it again. Like, it's just gone.
Yeah,
like, I just
yeah. That's the thing about group. Like that's
you have to
even
you
like
go into that knowing.
yeah. If you go in, if you're just like casual players, you're playing with your friends, that shit's gonna die in a fucking week. Even if you're like the most consistent content creators and it's your job. Like genuinely, there has been one successful group hardcore ever, and it's the farmers. Like there is no other group like the Rizzlers. They stopped. They quit. You know, they still have lives.
Oh
They're
yeah, what
fine.
happened to that? Did they all just
They quit. Yeah, they quit after like Dead Man, I think, or a little bit before Dead Man. I think they just didn't have fun anymore.
That's
And
nuts
so
because they went
they
so
quit.
far. They went farther than I ever imagined.
Yeah, they went crazy. They did really, really well. And then the only other group that I have hope for is the Grandmaster group hardcore. But if I'm being totally, I don't know if you'd consider this a success, but if I'm being totally honest, I don't think they're going to get it.
Oh
They are
no,
probably
no,
going to
no.
get, yeah, no, definitely not. They're going to get far. But then when they eventually do lose all their lives, I don't think they're going to try again because it's going to be like thousands of hours into those accounts.
Yeah.
And it's just going to feel so demoralizing to just do that again. The only people that really do it well are the farmers. Like no one else has done it to any level of success near that.
Yeah, no, they're gamers and they're so consistent, and it just makes it a lot easier because they're all laid back as fuck, and they all just get along so well.
Yeah. And they're all on the same page. Like they're all on the same page.
Yes.
They're all consistent. They're all dependable. They're all reliable.
Yes.
And that is, you know, like those guys are like genuinely consummate professionals. Like they're great at what they do. And that's why it works.
Yeah. I would love to send the V2 at some point. I remember being a lot more giddy about it earlier this year, but now I'm like, I'm really loving this iron. And we got to figure out, it'll have to be all after sailing. It'll probably even, because I feel like next year when Raids 4 drops, that's going to be another thing. Like, okay, we're not going to touch it for another few months or like jump onto it. But
for real.
At some point, yeah, restarting that would be fucking fun because those were genuinely some of my favorite streams of all time. I was straight up streaming 12 hours a day. Like the first 30 days of streaming Big Dogs, I streamed. I want to say it was like 310 hours or something like that. Just something fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
Dude, I was going to say that was the most hours I've streamed in a month, and it was like 211, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that, bro. You did 300. That's insane.
Yeah. I was doing like the fucking daily doubles, and I think you started like even trying to jump into that a little bit. Like I was streaming for like 8 hours, and then I'd stream another like 5 hours later.
Yeah. You'd go to like the gym or something or take a nap.
Yeah, go for
stream again.
Yeah. It's fucking great. But holy fuck, I burned out after all that. After Big Dogs, I took like a 3.5 week. I was just burnt. It was so exhausting.
Yeah, I mean it's like the Leagues effect, but even worse because it's not as fast as Leagues, and you have to work a lot harder. You know.
This is something I mentioned in your stream. Was what are the hiccups really with early game? And we were talking about agility because you were running agility pyramid, which, by the way, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't know how the hell you can stand agility pyramid. That place is nauseating. Genuinely nauseating.
For sure. And also I didn't realize this when I did it for like 4 hours, and I would keep all of the pyramid heads in my inventory because I didn't know they weighed 40 fucking pounds. So, dude, I was running out in between obstacles. I would run out of stamina every time. Like I would be walking half the agility pyramid because I would be so heavy. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, at least you were just like hella distracted, just chatting away. So
yeah, I mean, like that is one of the benefits. Like part of me sometimes hates live streaming boring skilling grinds, but if the vibes are high in the chat and it's really like a just chatting stream, then it's like a nice, you know, background to be able to do. But it's a hard balance. There are definitely still a few bumps in the early game. Agility and money are probably the biggest two, which is why I was doing agility pyramid, you know?
Yeah. Money, really. I guess for hardcores, it's a
I guess, okay, maybe I don't know. Like, I don't really have a lot of
I just feel like it's
game
LMS for people.
experience.
They just fucking send LMS as soon as you.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck
you're gonna
that,
get
bro.
7.
I want to play the game, dude. You know, I want to like feel the account progression.
I fucking hate how LMS like it really is meta to I think hardcores. You just do a shit ton of LMS for rune arrows, and then you just sell them, which is so bizarre.
Yeah, it is. It is very strange. Or like Soul Wars boosting, which is now I think kind of nerfed. They nerfed that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. It's different on a hardcore versus a normal iron. Because if you're a normal iron, bro, you just go out to lava dragons like literally hour 1 with fucking water strike, and you can just instantly make like a decent chunk of change. And you can also just grind to 50 agility. And as soon as you're 50 agility, you go to the wilderness agility. Now, to be fair, you do need like 150k to start, which you could just do some winter taught, I guess.
Damn. Yeah, that's a lot of winter taught. 150k cash. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to
like
think.
10 hours of winter taught, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how you even get that first 150k. But again, lava dragons could be that. This is again speaking for normal irons. You just do a little bit of lava dragons, build up that cash, and then you're immediately at the agility thing, and you can actually make fucking bank there. Now, to be fair, you're a sitting duck. If you have any person log in, it's just like it's game over because you're 10 HP, no overheads or anything. So
don't they have worlds for that? Don't they have like or it's just massing agility arena?
It just feels scary being 10 fucking P because anybody can just misclick you. And you're dead.
Would you? I don't even know how that works. Do you lose your loot if you die there?
Yeah, you just
lose. So it's not like a coffer or something you pick it up. Like how do you get the loot? Does it just appear in your inventory?
Yeah, it keeps appearing. You bring a loot. You actually get a looting bag if you don't have one from the dispenser as well. But yeah, you just keep clicking the dispenser and you keep getting new stuff every single lap.
Oh, okay. It's interesting.
Busted, bro. Like after you hit 60 laps, it ends up being, I think the wiki says it's like 26k like GP on average per lap, and those laps are short, like 40 seconds or something, and you're making 26k just raw GP like every fucking lap. It's nuts. So you're just getting like here's a rune chain body, here's a rune kite shield, here's a rune chain body. It's like, bruh.
That
Plus
is pretty
a
insane.
bunch of blighted stuff that you can event, because you get blighted restores and blighted like karambons and everything. So if you wanted to go to like Scurious later and on a PvP world, just like set up.
I mean, okay, call me autumn elegy here, but I actually like agility. Like, for some reason, I enjoy it. I think it's a very like Zen skill. Like, it's really low APM. It's pretty slow, obviously, but the one thing that has turned me off of every Iron Man account is always crafting. I fucking hate crafting. I don't feel like there's a good way to do crafting.
Dude, you're doing it right now. You're mining shooting stars. You literally just
I know, but this is so slow. Like, this is not an active way to craft. You know what I mean? Like, I got to spend 40 hours mining these to get like 60 crafting or something.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, you know, it's really bad. It's really good passive crafting XP because I'm also getting mining, and I get gems out of it. You know, which is the crafting XP and is also useful for like making shit. So like shooting stars are a great way to do it, but like a lot of the times I genuinely do prefer the more active skilling methods. And I don't know. I just feel like the reason that I hate crafting is because I feel like the only way that is meta to do it is your hourly seaweed runs, and then you go mine a bunch of sandstone, and then you have to make the glass, and you have to blow the glass. Like I don't love dailyscape. I don't love chorescape. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on any of the previous Sae Bae casts, but I come from World of Warcraft. Like I was the original World of Warcraft streamer, quitting to play RuneScape, even though I didn't stream, but I did play. And I quit during an expansion called Warlords of Draenor, which if there's any WoW players in the chat, that is notorious for being potentially the worst expansion pack of all time. The raiding was like so fun in that, like the raids were fantastic, but you can only raid once per week in World of Warcraft, like because you have your weekly lockouts and stuff, which is, you know, also another problem. But everything else in Warlords, like basically you just sat in your equivalent of a POH is called a garrison in WoW. And like you're alone. There's no other players. It doesn't feel like a fucking MMO. It doesn't feel like a hub city. And you just do like your daily shit chores, like go collect these rocks, like go plant these plants, like a bunch of just really boring stuff. But you had to do it every day because it gave you like valuable currency and supplies. And like that burnt me out so bad that I quit. And so now I'm a forever hater of like dailyscape that feels necessary. And the seaweed just felt necessary to me.
That's fair.
I don't know if there's a better way to do it.
No, that's totally fair. I think the way It's a mindset shift, because the only reason I'm super into Iron Man and I get hella addicted is because I set that shift of like, I'm gonna go crazy on Tithe Farm, set myself up fucking nice for farming, and then I just have this internal thing that's like, I'm going to be so dedicated on my birdhouses, seaweed for a little bit. Seaweed only lasts a little bit for me because I'm like I go super hard on it, and then you can just stop. You only need like, I don't know, 10,000 or something, and you're good forever. I know it's a lot, but it's like,
You only need 10,000
like,
seaweed. Wow.
I did seaweed runs dedicated for like genuinely 5 weeks, and that was it. Like, you're set for 99 crafting. Like, it was just,
Yeah, I guess in the grand scheme, like, you're right, and I know logically that you're right in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It's not really that bad or that much. Actually, next step in the Bodhi guide for me is to go from 34 to 62 farming at Tithe Farm. So that'll be good fun.
No, that you gotta buckle down. Tithe Farm is ass, but as soon as it's over, you feel so accomplished, and you're like, now you can actually do medium contracts in the farming guild.
Tithe Farm is pretty fucking ass, yeah. But I don't know, like this go around, like I've been doing my seaweed runs and my birdhouse runs like a few times a day, and I don't feel like I have to do them every fucking hour, which is one of the things that definitely burnt me out on my previous account, because I'm not doing it for content. I'm doing it for fun. And it does feel a lot better, but I just feel like there has to be a better way to do it. Like, I think that is the next thing that Jagex should look into, is maybe like a slightly nicer crafting method for irons.
Dude, crafting contracts. We need those.
Crafting contracts.
No,
yeah,
like
hell yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, crafting, think about this. Think about let's say in the crafting guild, there's a spiral staircase upward to get to the tanner. What if there was a basement floor, which down there kind of resembles the hunter guild type area? Maybe you just got like one fucking master that just does it, and then you got all the amenities down there. You got your like fucking loom, you got your furnace, you got your pottery oven, you got your other shit, and basically you're just assigned to like do these mini tasks and then like give it to the person that ordered it across the world or something like that. I
like that. I like that fundamentally because it kind of encourages you to go out and gather different types of supplies for the contracts.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is I'm slightly hesitant to turn everything into like
everything
contractscape. Because that is kind of the road we're going down. Is like hunter rumors are fucking fantastic. They're great. Like Slayer kind of sucks, but same concept. We're also turning into like mini gamescape a little bit. Like every skill is getting kind of a mini game, and I don't want that to happen on a large scale. So like maybe crafting
Totally
contracts would be cool, but like that's it, dude. No more contracts after that. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So let's I'm gonna just brainstorm one more thing, which is honestly just reworking other crafting methods. When you look at the crafting skilling guide, I'm just gonna pull it up right here on my end. It's like, you got fucking weaving. Who the fuck weaves anything? Like, there's zero, like, nobody's ever weaved a fucking fruit basket. Listen, if you could actually get reasonable XP rates for it, like, maybe some people would do it. Which, by the way, that leads me to another point. I won't even touch on this, but lunar spells need to get updated. I'm sorry, but tanning hide should not be 5 at a time with that spell. It should just be the whole inventory. Like, it just should. But you look at spinning, you look at pottery. Like, dude, if the pottery goes up to level 25, that's it. If you could get soft clay, like, think about this. You're mining shooting stars right now, and you get a fuck ton of soft clay if you wanted to. Imagine having all that soft clay and actually having new pottery things that you could make and then maybe even sell for a profit. So let's just say you're just actually making pottery artifacts, and then you sell them, and occasionally when you're using it in the oven, it makes like a pristine version. You could sell it for like fucking 10K to this guy. So it's like you're getting the soft clay. And I'm not saying this would necessarily be fun, but it's just another avenue if you don't want to do the giant seaweed. You don't want to do it. It's like there's something that actually is giving comparable XP rates to what giant seaweed is, and it's just a completely different route that you can take. You can go down that soft clay route if you wanted to. Like,
yeah, no. How about this? How about we introduce the world's worst power creep? And we have a chance when we're blowing glass vials or making pottery to make a 6-dose potion receptacle, you know?
Ooh.
And like that would sell for a lot, dude, you know? Just
That would
power creep the fuck out of it.
Dude, Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I've always
It's a cool idea. We shouldn't do that, but it's a cool idea to like pull on. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I mean straight up. Like I know there's just some things that have such a bad aura to it. I think 6-dose vials just has that bad aura because like RS3 and its power creep. But I'm not actually
50%
against
more
that.
supplies in every inventory would be a lot.
It is, but like,
and,
I'm not even actually against it. Like I'm really just straight up not, especially if it was something that, how would this work? Yeah, maybe they were just expensive. It's something like you have to craft. Maybe they're untradeable. They will break once you've drink the final dose. I guess there'd be some way to like always just keep rebalancing the. Nah, I don't know. The more I think about this, it would just have to be a universal, just 6-dose.
It would be hard. I think it's a cool idea. Not even doesn't have necessarily have to be like potion specifically, but I don't know. I feel like that would add a little bit of weight to crafting, even though we're talking about early game crafting. But
yeah,
crafting as a general skill could definitely use a little bit of overhaul.
It could. And they introduced, nobody has done this, by the way, because it's fucking just dead content, but they actually came out with the Dorgish Con light orb activity and allowed it to be a crafting activity on top of fire making. So you're just running around the place like fixing lamps. But in order
that's
to like
old, isn't it?
What?
Fixing lamps, isn't that an old thing?
It is an old thing, but it used to just be fire making. You'd get 1,000 fire making XP. Now it's 500 crafting, 500 fire making. So it's like a crafting activity on top.
Wow.
Yeah.
And really
and they literally took it straight from one of my videos I made like 5 years ago. I straight up pitched this whole fucking idea for it. And it was back when it actually would have been balanced. But nowadays, everything has just gotten so much fucking faster that it's not balanced. It's just dead content on arrival. And it kind of requires you to have a Lumbridge Elite completed to actually get enough of the Cave Goblin wire. But I'm not going to lie. If they could go in there, just have an actual discussion with a player about how you could fix this and actually make it balanced and fun, that actually could be a cool thing for an early game account to like run around the city and just get crafting XP, and then maybe have some like loot crate at the end when you do some combos, like get like fucking 100 fixed or something. I don't know. Yeah.
That's really the only, like, crafting in general is really the only thing that I've struggled with historically in Iron Man. Everything else, though, dude, I'm gonna say Varlamore is the greatest update, dude. All three parts of Varlamore have been
bangers.
So good for early to mid game content. Like it filled every gap that I can think of, and like now a new account is so much fun. It's so much fucking fun.
Yeah, it's actually goated. It's great shit. And I haven't even touched those Varlamore 3 quests yet because I haven't even done Delve. You've done Delve, right?
Yeah, I got the pet.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh yeah, that's what you were saying. It's like as soon as you got the pet, it's like, oh fuck, I don't really.
Yeah, I got the pet, and I have no drops from that boss, so I've literally just lost money on death fees, and I have to
no.
And it's like it kind of sucks in one. It's interesting the approach they took to that. They made the pet really common, so that
I don't get
pet farmers wouldn't like crash the drops, which is an interesting idea, but in a way, it also, like, pet hunting is supposed to be really prestigious, especially for that end game content, the really hard content. And then it's basically like, hey, here's a free fucking pet after 20 hours of Delve. And it's like, oh, okay. It's not that cool anymore.
Yeah, they're going about pets in a really weird way. It's the same thing with Nightmare, where you can expect to get like 4 or 5 pets before you get the jar, or like 4 or 5 pets before you even like see a fucking orb, or like the orb you want. It's just like the pet should always be the thing where you've greenlogged everything and you're going for the pet, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that's what kind of drew me to pet hunting in the first place, is that it was like such a long-term goal. Like I could do content that I liked, I could make a lot of money, and then ultimately I could get a pet, you know?
Yeah. God Wars did it perfect, where
I think God Wars is a little too rare. Little too rare. I think 1 out of 3,000 would be good for God Wars. But that was also the first pets, right?
Yeah.
God Wars pets.
Yeah. No, I mean, they are fucking rare, but that's exactly how I'd like them. Is like, you're not, only the most dedicated people are going to get this pet. So when you get it, it's like, this is an actual flex. And
I got 6,000 Sammy KC, bro.
Even if it was 1 in 3,000, that would still be amazing, because the rarest drop you can get other than that would be 6 times more common.
Yeah, and also the kill speeds at God Wars are inherently much slower because there's a 1 minute respawn timer
Dude, they
in between
need to
kills.
fucking fix that. Like
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
whole different thing. Honestly, like God Wars is antique content at this point, and I feel like they don't want to change it because it's such an iconic piece of content that changing the personality of it would be kind of a disservice to RuneScape, which I don't fully disagree with, but I would not be fucking mad if they did a God Wars rework, you know?
Dude, I mean, there's just a few reworks. I was talking about this on the last cast. Was just talking about like how to get KCs. I really think there's such like a mental block for me personally, and I know for a lot of players, thinking about doing God Wars is exhausting because of like getting KCs. It just feels like this barrier of entry is just awful.
KCs suck balls, but also.
Yeah.
It's weird because I think that, and I also don't want them to get rid of KCs because it feels like such an iconic piece of the flavor of the content. You know,
they don't need to get rid of it. What they need to do is disincentivize the world hopping. So just make it so spawns are faster. If you go into Zammy, make it so those imps spawn in like fucking 5 seconds after
that'd
dying.
be really nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
Because the world hopping is annoying. It's the same thing with goblins. Like you could still go kill your 40 goblins or whatever, but just make it so they're spawning quicker, so you're not hopping worlds and just being annoying to other players.
Yeah, I feel like they did a good job with Nex, even though the boss itself sucks. Like the case, you get a lot of KC. You get like 6 KC for killing a major, and then you also get a good amount of KC in the room, especially if you're doing with like a team of 5. Like you're never gonna run out, and there's a bank right there, so it feels good.
You're straight chilling.
Because the God Wars meta for pet hunting, for me at least, is really strange because. Like, I'll go get my Zammy KC with imps, and then I'll go do the room for like an hour or two, and I'll have a bunch of KC. Then I have to go run to Nex, and I have to get KC there to bank at Nex so I don't lose my, Zammy KC by teleporting to a normal bank. And then I have to run all the way back and like go in. And it's strange. It's a little
silly.
Weird feeling.
The other thing they need to do is allow ecumenical key shards to be dropped by all God Wars generals. I love
that'd be great.
the ecumenical key shards. And honestly, this might be a little bit radical, but I think get rid of ecumenical key shards entirely and just make it so ecumenical keys are stackable. They're a stackable key, and you can hold as many as you want. So this would mean...
I hate that, actually. I wouldn't hate that.
This would mean you could go to the wilderness. Like if you're a content creator, I'm just talking to me and you because I know many of my listeners are not content creators. But like, imagine this is beyond content creators as well. It's like you just if you're trying to do God Wars, you want to send a big fucking session, and you don't want to have to like in the middle of it go grind out some more ecumenical keys. And I'm talking specifically like Kriara and Sarah, where there's no way when you get an AVNC task, you're not gonna go kill 40 fucking AVNCs outside of the room. Just fucking around. Like nobody wants to do that.
Just a Slayer task in between boss trips, dude.
Yeah. So if you could just go out to the wilderness for like literally, I mean, you're just make one big day out of it. Like I am going to grind out like fucking 50 ecumenical keys right now, and I'm just going to be set for a while, like months. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I like that, and I know that it is kind of radical. Like it sounds scary to say that out loud, but also God Wars is so old at this point that it really like it doesn't really fucking matter. Like you can just make it a little nicer, like we have so much content to choose from, and I understand like that was a way of adding lore and kind of artificially lengthening the grind for God Wars, but frankly we don't need that anymore.
Yeah. And the last thing is the respawn timers. I'm sorry, but this is much more radical, but I still am going to say this. It is anything that's sort of instance. I saw actually. Let me just pick out 2 pieces of content so it doesn't sound like I'm trying to make it like universal changes. But God Wars, when you're entering the door, if you're going to a private instance of it, you should be able to set right there the respawn timer you want. Like you can actually just set up the amount of seconds you want it to be.
How about this? Make it like Grotesque Guardians, where you ring the bell, or like you touch the altar and then it spawns again. So you can take as much time in between kills to heal up, kill the minions, whatever, and then as soon as you're ready, hit the altar and make it spawn again.
And make it so you don't even actually have to hit the altar. You just click it and press start. So it's kind of like a quick escape. If you've seen that, where you don't actually have to actually hit the exit, you just instantly escape. There's like a few situations I think like CG has that.
For sure. Like you could totally
so you could stand on your starting tile you want, and still
it would
just
be
start it right there.
worth to probably balance the drop rates around that. I'm not sure if that would.
Don't even do it.
Yeah,
just fuck
I
it.
guess that would. If you balance the drop rates around that and you balance it around endgame players, that would fuck over the people who actually do God Wars for a purpose. You know, like the lower level accounts that need that gear. So yeah, maybe you're right.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Just be able to start the kill, and then it gives you like a 3-second countdown to like get prepped and everything, get your prayers ready. And then the other thing is DKs. DKs, I'm sorry, but Jesus Christ, man. Like, just the waiting.
I don't know how Riggin now did that, bro. I don't know how he fucking did that, bro.
How many did he kill again? It was like over 20,000 or something.
Oh, way over that. It was like 40, 50,000, 60,000.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking this up.
I'm pretty sure. Look it up.
There's no,
because I'm pretty sure
Rex?
he had like,
it was Rex, right?
He had like 15K of every DK.
Oh no, it wasn't Rex.
Rex
was
he
the
got
first one he got. Yeah. What was the one?
But he didn't camp, I think, one at a time. Like when he was pet hunting, even if he only had one pet left, I think he did all three. I swear he had like 10 to 15K of each one.
What's his main account's name these days? Because he changed.
I don't know. Yeah, Riggin is now his Iron Man.
Was it Prime or Supreme that? Okay, let me look this up. Riggin dead. Really 32,000. Not quite 60,000, but
30,000.
Jesus, man.
So he had about 10,000 of each. Yeah, he had quite a few in KC.
Oh,
Riggin was one of the very first streamers I ever watched. I think it was Rig, Coxie, and Fat Clouds were the first 3 RuneScape streamers that I ever watched. Oh, and I would always tune in, and he had a fire cape, and he was going for 200 mil Slayer, and he would have like a billion DK KC, and I'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy, bro? Like, what the hell is going on?"
I just realized he did 32,000 of each, meaning he did like 100,000 fucking DKs.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he did. He wasn't just he kept doing the trios. That's right. Now that I'm remembering
that's what I told you. You kept doing the trios. It's insane.
I didn't. I thought he was just. I thought like as soon as you get Rex, you just stop killing Rex. You know, but no.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, holy fuck, bro! This guy is crazy. He did make like 8 bill off the fucking rings, bro.
Bro, the bones themselves were probably because aren't the I'm pretty sure DK's bones back then were like 10K.
How much are they now?
I don't know. Like, actually, it's a good fucking question. I don't have any in my bank. They're probably like 5, 6K, 7K. I don't know.
Yeah, but he
nuts.
was a grinder back then. That's why I liked watching him, dude. I would that was like back when he was like Toxic Rig, but I still liked him a lot, dude. I thought it was fun. He was a hoot to watch.
He was part of the reason why I got into streaming. I just remember seeing how he just randomly one day went live and just kind of built a little streaming career out of it. Just did that. And I was like, wow, like anybody can just kind of become a streamer. And he was kind of the first example of me seeing him start, because I was watching him like week 1 of when he started streaming. And then I just saw him, like, he got to the point where it was like full time for him. I was like, wow, that's nuts.
That's insane. Dude, I mean, I genuinely, I've met Riggin down, I guess only technically once. I went to Paris with him for TwitchCon. Dude, I have such a massive amount of respect for Riggin Dow. He is one of my favorite community members because he was like so toxic back in the day, but like he was, you know, he was in a darker place, and like as I watched him throughout the years, like I saw him really genuinely try hard to be better and like improve himself and like take very seriously how he viewed the world around him and others around him, and he just like he worked really, really hard on himself, and it shows. And so I've got a massive amount of respect for Rig. He's a really good guy.
Yeah, I think just lately, I think me and him kind of, not even like anything controversial necessarily, but and I won't like rehash it, maybe off stream, but that sort of toxic side, it's not completely sort of removed. And I feel like I was in DMs with them, but like I always had that respect, because becoming a better person in the same community of a bunch of autistic people, like the fucking RuneScape community, that's hard. It's so hard to change people's minds. Yeah. It's impossible to like change people's initial perspective of you. So a lot of respect there. Yeah, I haven't been in a stream for months just because of something, but I deep down, like I have that empathy for Rig though, because I know he didn't have a fucking easy childhood and shit, and it's like shit just bleeds into your adulthood, you know. And So ultimately, I'm like, yeah, he didn't have it fucking easy, and he's trying his best to like work on himself and like trying to be a positive person in the community. So respect there. Yeah.
Mad respect.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that was the first content creator I watched, him and like Coxie, funnily enough. And Fat Clouds, dude, one of the comments for Fat Clouds, if you're listening right now, dude, shout out Fat Clouds.
yeah, Fat Clouds was, dude, he is yoked.
He's so fucking jacked. It's crazy, dude.
No,
oh my God,
like,
it's insane.
Yeah, he's actually fucking jacked. Like, it's not even me just glazing him just because like he's my friend. It's like like there's a little bit of jealousy that's like seeping from my body. I'm like, fuck, this guy's fucking handsome as shit. Like he's like,
dude,
he could steal your girlfriend. He could steal anybody's fucking girlfriend at this point.
I've been saying this since day fucking one, dude. Like, RuneScape is a game where you fucking grind. Like, you need some real mental fortitude to be a grinder in RuneScape. And he had that when he was going for 200 mil all. He was just directing that towards RuneScape. And then he quit RuneScape and he started directing it towards real life. And it's like, you know, that's what fucking, that's why there's so many jacked ass RuneScape players. Bro, it's because it's the gym mentality is the same thing as RuneScape mentality.
Look at this fucking photo,
dude. I know, bro.
No, I mean
his biceps are
fucking
huge.
Forearms, bro. They're like just massive.
The veins, dude.
Dude, I'm like,
I'm very proud of him for sure.
And he's 6'4". Like this dude is.
Dude, I've met his ass,
giant.
bro. He's 6'1", dude. Don't let him lie to you.
Dude, I was bunking with him, bro. He was on the bottom.
I was trying to gaslight people.
I need to say it for the audience sake, but I was on the top bunk, and like my feet could barely fucking fit on that thing. Dude, he must have been curled up in like a fetal position to fit.
When did you bunk? Where was that?
That was in Orlando. That was in Orlando.
Yeah, that was Orlando. Damn.
It was one of the fucking few like rooms that had a bunk bed, and like I show up and Fat Clouds was there, and I was like, hey, I don't have a room yet. Can I just be on the top bunk there? He's like, yeah, fuck it. So
are you going to TwitchCon? I think I asked you this. You're not,
I'm
are
not.
you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
When is that?
I thought Fat Clouds. It's in a month. Less than a month.
Okay.
Dude, fun fact, everyone that I've talked to so far, all like the content creators, are leaving the day that the fucking bingo event comes out. So like the RuneScape section is gonna have like 4 streamers doing the bingo thing, which is poor timing, but that's okay.
Yeah, not optimal. Are you gonna be doing that Gridmaster thing?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot for sure. Yeah, it looks fun. I'm really excited because I would love an in-game system for bingos, because bingos are some of the most fun community events, bro. I love bingos. They're great. So yeah, I'll do that for sure to try it out at the very least.
I think I'll give it a try as well. I'm always a little bit skeptical about getting myself into like some temporary game mode, but isn't this one only lasting like 4 or 6 weeks or something?
I think it's like 4 weeks. It's pretty short. Okay. But I mean, I'm just gonna approach it the same way that I approach League. You're not a Leagues guy, right?
No.
Yeah. See, the way that I play Leagues is like I have fun for like a week, 2 weeks, and then I stop. Once I get tier 8, basically the run is over for me. Like I test it out for like a day or two, and then I'm like, okay, I've had all of my fun. Like I'm never a person that goes for points grinding or Dragon Cup or anything, because every time I see someone do that, dude, they end that stream after they get Dragon Cup, and you don't see them for 3 weeks, bro. They're fucking gone. They're so burnt out. And so I don't resonate with that. That's not how I like to play. So I dabble until I stop having fun, which I mean, maybe try it out, you know?
I think I'll try out Gridmaster because it isn't Leagues. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Leagues is overwhelming. The second you drop in, if you haven't prepared, because there's a lot of people that take it super deadly seriously, and like they're seeing whole fucking task list on the wiki, and they're like mapping out exactly what they want. And I'm just looking there. I'm like, dude, this is not for me. This is ADHD man mode. Like you got to be into this, like just completing tasks over and over and over. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this,
bro. Past 3 leagues, I don't wake up early for content. I don't, because it releases at like 3:30 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
So I only ever wake up for like raids, and I woke up for Yama. Dude, I wake up at a normal time for leagues. I log on like 8 hours after release, and Foe has tier 4, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm so far behind. This is insane. I don't come with a plan either, dude. I just kind of dilly-dally around and enjoy it. But it's way more enjoyable for me, you know? Like, that's how I have fun.
Yeah. I definitely will I'll give this one a chance for sure. So we'll see how it goes. I also wanted to touch on Yama. That was one of the things that we haven't really talked about because you've done Delve.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't touched it. What do you prefer, Yama or Delve?
Okay. I have several thoughts on Yama. I really like Delve, but it's hard for me to compare the two. Because Yama is like supposed to be duo content, which is I like Delve more. I'll just say that. I like Delve more. I was so excited for Yama because they kept pushing it as like a duo boss, a duo boss, a duo boss. Turns out it's not really. Like you could pretty easily solo Yama. It's better to duo, but I think the one thing that RuneScape should focus on now, since we already have like the early mid game fleshed out, we spent a lot of time on that. I would really love end game content that requires a team because you can create mechanics that are so much more complex and interesting if it is in mind that it has to be like a team, like if you create something that you also have to make caveats so people can solo it, it is inherently less interesting to me. Like I just don't think it's going to be as good. And I feel like RuneScape really needs to lean into the actual MMO aspect of being a game, like having to make connections with people, having to do group play. I love that sort of stuff when it comes to MMOs. That's why I liked WoW so much. And RuneScape, like we have TOB.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's the only content that genuinely requires a team, unless you're a fucking sicko like Sam Squanches and you can just solo it for hours and hours on end. But like that's 1 in a million players. I just would like to see more group content, and I like Yama. Yama's very fun as a duo, especially. But it's not after grinding it for a while. It's not that hard. It's neither endgame nor duo, and I wanted both of those things, Like it's late game at best, and it is fun. I like it. Have you done it? Have you done Yama?
Yeah, I've done like 250 or so now. Just duos, specifically duos.
Yeah,
And,
I mean the pacing is really good. It's fun for sure. It's a good boss.
Yeah, I've been fucking enjoying it, and it you're right. It is not challenging. Like as soon as you do 50 really kills, you're just okay. This is easy.
Yeah, and like the only hard part is maybe learning no fly. But even when you learn that, like then it's the same exact thing every time.
Yeah.
Like there's no critical thought. It's just like dancing a ballet. Like you're not freestyling anything. You don't have to make quick decisions. You just have to click on the next box, and like that's it.
Yeah, which I actually don't mind. It feels like solo.
I don't mind it
you
either.
Turn your brain off fully.
It is fun, but it's not endgame. Like it's not that hard.
You're right. It's not endgame. Totally right. What I've seen of Delve, I just need to do those quests and then I can actually just start on it because I got my Scobo and everything. But
Delve is extremely fun. It's very fun.
That's
very hard.
So cool to hear because everybody is saying that it's extremely fun. So I'm just thinking. The fact that everyone enjoys that, it feels like Jagex is getting to the point where they are fully understanding how to make PVM fun.
Yeah, no, they're really honing in, and it's very good to see. I really do have a lot of trust and faith in the JMod team to make good content, which is why I'm not particularly worried about sailing either. Like I'm not not gung ho riding for sailing. I don't care if it's good or if it's like not that great. Yeah. I am really excited for all the content that's coming with sailing.
Yes,
like
I'm
that
very
content
excited about
looks really cool.
I'm very excited about the new exploration. That's mainly, I think that's what most people are excited about too. It's not really about the actual grinding sailing. It's about all the new expansions to everything. And just fucking make the boats fast. I'm sorry. Just make the boats fast.
The boats could be a little faster.
They
could be a little faster.
That would solve everything. If it was just unrealistic, I want it to be like fucking Mario Kart, bro. I mentioned that example in like one of my rambles lately. Just like when you get on the boat, I'm sorry, I don't want to be going a half a tile a tick for the first little bit to build up acceleration. Just let me do like a fucking Mario Kart green light, press A, and you're just zipping. Like just go.
Well, that is my one true fear about sailing is I guess I have two things I'm kind of worried about. The first one is just the boat movement. Like RuneScape is already a really unintuitive game to movement. Like when you play for thousands of hours, you get a good grasp on it.
Yeah.
And maybe sailing will be the same, but I feel like the movement mechanics in RuneScape are not hugely conducive to translating well to sailing.
It's not at all.
It's frankly it's not, and it feels a little weird to sail around, that's my primary worry. My secondary worry, and maybe this is not like a giant massive problem, because frankly skilling in general is typically kind of fucking boring. Like there's a lot of skills that just that's like part of it. It's just kind of boring. It's type 2 fun. But with all of the new crazy content coming around sailing, like I just really hope that stuff doesn't just fizzle out after your first 100 hours. Like you do all of it, and then the next 200 hours are just mindless, numbing sailing grinding. Like that's what I hope. I guess it's slightly worried about it, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's the boat movement. Literally the boat movement is the thing that has made me upset about most of it. There's a few other things, which is just the animation of your boat on water. I don't want to be like hovering on a blue carpet the whole fucking time. Like if you had some sort of ripple mechanic in the back of your boat that like kind of gives you that feeling of speed and momentum, like that goes such a long way. It really does.
That's something they could easily add. I did notice that though, like when I was doing the alpha and stuff, and I was just going through a big stretch of blue water with really no landmarks around me, it didn't feel like I was moving. It was hard to tell that I was actually doing anything. It was weird.
It's really
weird.
But
it is an alpha, so I'm not putting too much stock in it. Like that's something they can easily add.
And I understand it's a boat, but can you imagine if whenever you wanted to turn 180 degrees in game, you'd have to spend like 3 ticks watching your character move over instead of just being able to
turn around.
Just slowly turn around. Like, oh, you're not already facing that way, so we're gonna give you a little pivot. That's what sailing on your boat feels like. It's like as soon as you want to make a sharp turn or go back the way you were coming, it is just a headache. And I understand because you're on a fucking boat, but we don't need all that realism. Now, I understand you can't just make a complete boom, boom, and you're just going the same speed and you've just instantly.
I actually almost wish we could. I wish it would just teleport your boat in a one. Like, I really do wish that. I know it would not look good, but
it's like a radical thing to say, but like, I much prefer a really enjoyable experience where you feel like you're actually fully in control of a boat, even with the jarring animations, over the sort of realism that makes you feel like stuck and sticky.
I'm very willing to sacrifice that realism and aesthetic to have a better play experience.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. God damn. So we'll see though. I'm still looking forward to it because it is something new, and I think the way I see the game these days is like I just want to explore new things and have fun and see new metas and whatever else, and I'm not too fixated on like the
and one more thing I will complain about real quick with sailing is like getting on the boat and then manning your helm, and then you can like unman your helm and then walk around your boat. It feels really I almost just wish that as soon as you got on your boat, you were the boat. Like your character could stand there obviously, but you just fucking were the boat. Instead of having to walk around and do that janky, I hate menuing in RuneScape. If it's janky like that, I think the less menuing, the better.
Totally with you.
As far as like just navigating those kind of weird little buttons and drop down menu. Like that's not that great. So I think like an ideal world, you click on your boat, you are the boat, you could turn around 180, it just moves like your character like that. I think that would actually just be way more fun. I really do.
Yeah, that's again, it's like the fantasy of sailing. I think a lot of people, this might be a projection on my part, but I do feel like some people imagine sailing will be much more fun. Like actually being on the water is much more fun than it actually will be. I genuinely think after a few hours of being
going to be fun.
I think a few hours of being on the sea, you're going to realize like fucking hell, like this is exhausting.
Yeah. I mean, that's always kind of what I expected is like the sailing part is really not going to be good. Like the rest of the skill can be great and I'll be fine with that. But like, that is something that I think the JMods do need to take into account is the fact that a lot of what you're doing in between getting to all the new content will be like, we're going to spend a lot of time sailing. There's going to be a lot of time spent sailing. And if that experience is not fluid and it doesn't feel good, that will be a big detriment to the skill for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. I want to kind of rewind and go back to Raids 4 just briefly because of what you mentioned with the sort of forced team content. So I'm pretty sure we could both agree, correct me if I'm wrong, but that we'd want to see something more like TOB with Raids 4.
Well, they've confirmed we're getting something more TOB like. They have said it's a boss rush, so there's no skilling, there's no puzzles. They've confirmed that.
Good. I was always that proponent of like, add the little puzzles in between, but then you actually see it.
I don't know.
Like, Jesus
you
Christ.
had good ideas, and I think you were on the right track. I don't know if there's an easy way to like make that translate into good content.
The only way you can do it, I will fully concede if I'm wrong on this point, maybe I just have bad ideas sometimes. But if you were creating a solo raid specifically, that's not even a raid, just a solo piece of content, and in between the rooms, it's perfectly designed to have some sort of puzzle element that is snappy and bouncy and quick as fuck, that isn't in any way tied to the balancing of an 8-man or a 6-man or a 4-man to like try to make it so every playstyle is acceptable. I feel like then you could do some sort of puzzle movement. Like look at Yama. That's the kind of puzzle shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, that is the one good little puzzle skilling activity they've put in a boss. And frankly, maybe there is a world where that is possible. I don't want to fucking see it. I just want want to make good bosses. You know, that's what I want. Like there's a reason why TOB is widely regarded as the best content in the game. Like probably if you panel most players who have done all content, I would likely say it's overwhelming TOB, potentially Inferno up there.
Yeah.
You know,
TOB is great.
TOB is fantastic. TOB is the best content. And I think that is partially due to the fact that it's boss rush. It's just pure PVM. The bosses feel great. They're all really well made. And it's team content, you know?
So let me get your take on this, because I was thinking, in my head, I would love a Raids 4 to be up to 6 men. So, and impossible to do in under a 3-man. So it's like you need 3 roles, like guaranteed basically to be in there, but you can scale it up to like 6 people. So you could basically have like 2 people on each role, sort of. Yeah. Now, again, you can obviously switch around the roles. You're not forced into these roles, but there would be elements that force 3 people to be doing something that is you have to kill it in 3s, basically. So,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And then like if you're a god gamer, you can duo it. I like soloing being near impossible. Like I generally. Like, if there's a sicko that wants to solve it like TOB, then great. I think that's like a crazy level of skill ceiling, skill expression that's like fun to watch for the players. But I don't want that to be attainable for most people. Like, I want trio to 5-man would be good. 6-man is maybe a cleaner number, but I think more than 6, it very quickly gets too chaotic.
Yeah, I was just thinking... Yeah, no, I would love that, because then it's really designed. I think it would be a little bit more cleanly designed, because it truly is being designed for a trio experience that can be doubled up if you wanted. Yeah. And then I don't want any of the scaling nonsense, no modifiers. I know they're not going to do that. They're not going to do modifiers and invocations. I'm almost certain, because Mod Kieran's talked like ad nauseum.
Better fucking not, dude. Not going to do that. I'm glad they experimented, so now we know.
But we're not gonna do it, you know? What I want, and I want this is something that TOB does. TOB does have some element of scaling, where like 5-man, just everything is like loaded up with more HP compared to 3-man.
Yeah, you get more spawns and stuff. Yeah.
I just want it to be a raid that everything is set in stone, and so doing a 6-man is genuinely easier than doing it in a trio, and it's all the same drop rates. And
interesting. So to really incentivize 6-man raids.
Well, it's not really. It kind of is incentivizing it, but ultimately, you're still going to get relatively the same drop chance in a 3-man or a 6-man, just because of the time output.
Okay, sorry. So you're not saying don't scale the HP. You're saying,
so I'm saying the actual raid itself is nothing about it is scaled. So you're actually having a more pleasant experience in a 6-man, because nothing's being scaled with it. But you could do it in a trio once you get good enough, and just the fact that you're doing fewer raids with fewer breaks, it means you'd be getting more drops ultimately. Yeah. Okay. But I do like that aspect of like, the more people you're bringing in, the easier it's going to be. That just makes intuitive sense to me. Like, you're bringing in more people, you're going to be a powerhouse, you know, because you just got so much more power.
I agree. I like that. I've never thought about that, but I agree.
Yeah. Because like, I always think about Nightmare release where it was like in between. You could literally have 80 people in there, I think, and they just scaled them fucking boss to like 40,000 HP because of it. I'm like, dude, make it a different fight. Make it so when you're in 80, you're just one-shotting fucking everything. I mean, you're just going in there and just Ramboing everything because you just got the powerhouse.
So far, any content over 5 is a joke to me. Like, it just sucks. Like, there's no good way to scale. You ever done a Cox with 100 people? It's the worst thing you'll ever do.
Oh no,
that's
so actually impossible,
unfun, bro.
That's so actually unfun because everything is like scaled to the fucking extreme, and any burn is just gonna last the rest of the raid.
Yeah,
the burn
there are just so many mechanics that are built to like work off of a small group, and it just does not translate. Yeah.
The Force 6-man I think would be great, but that was just one other thing I wanted to touch on Raids 4. Okay, the other big topic I wanted to touch on was botting. Which I don't know if you saw that video that just dropped. Maybe you just didn't have time to watch, but it's just Mod. What's his face? Who's the CEO? What's that guy's name again? Mod North. Yeah, he's. Is that his real voice, by the way? I'm sorry, but he has
I haven't seen the video, but yes, it probably is.
He sounds very proper, and I'm always wondering. I'm like, is that just kind of like the CEO sort of like voice? You got to, just very like. I don't know. The way he talks makes me.
It is corporate speak for sure. But he was. The thing is, he was brought up. He was brought in from outside just for having good C-suite experience and being a good leader. Like he's not a RuneScape guy. He doesn't fucking know. So that's the environment he comes from. It is definitely kind of like corporate speak. It's
very corporate. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but ultimately, it does sound like he's making strides to make the game better. Like at least what they say, again, this shit they've said has been going on for years. There was a Reddit post talking about like, oh, they're finally going to start cracking down on gold buyers. They were never doing that. And then somebody in the Reddit thread linked a post from literally 5 fucking years ago. That's like verbatim the same thing of like, we're going to start cracking down on gold buyers.
I don't care what they say. I don't care what Jagex says. I care what they do.
Yeah. So we'll see, but basically they're really trying to help out with player support. That was the video. It's kind of like more player support and recognizing that botting's an issue and trying to clean that up and everything.
Well, anecdotally, actually, since I do Behemeth and stuff, I get reached out to by a lot of different folk, and some of those people are like bot farm owners. Some of them are script writers and stuff, and. It is in their best interest to lie to me. I understand that, but anecdotally, all of them are saying that their accounts are getting banned more frequently. It's harder to bot longer.
Ooh.
And numerically, I believe them is the thing. I believe them because I also keep a pretty good eye on the economy of RuneScape. Because that's a pretty good indicator is the price of items that are heavily botted. When they go up, that's a pretty good indicator that bots are getting banned. The Delve uniques have all raised in price like 30% over the last month, which is crazy because it was so heavily botted and a lot of the bots are being banned. So the prices have gone up an insane amount. But ultimately, it is really just a cat and mouse game. Like they're winning right now. Jagex is for sure winning the bot battle after losing it so horrifically for the past, 6 months. But it is only a matter of time until... it gets worse again. The only thing I think in the future that will be like a solid win for them that will make it really hard to bot is when everyone is forced to use the Jagex launcher and the Jagex client. Because that will happen at some point in time. That is what they're angling for. They've said it. When that happens, it will be easier to detect bots. Not, 100%, but it'll be easier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I have noticed. It might also be anecdotally, but you're right. It is the cat and mouse chase. It's just constantly like one side's going to kind of be overpowering, and then the other side's going to start going crazy on it. But I will say, and I've harped on this so much lately, is can they please start like cleaning up these populated areas with all the advertising websites and all the garbage
bro, that cannot be that hard to police, can it? Just give me PMOD status. I'll spend an hour a day fucking cleaning it out, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, it really, it doesn't even require spending any money or resources. It's like straight up having one trusted person either on the team or off the team to just spend a couple hours of their day and they could do massive work. You don't even need to hop worlds. You can just be on the same fucking world because they all hop for you. Like they're the ones hopping worlds. And like LMS, I cannot believe how long these just permanent spammers of websites are just there for months, just constantly spamming the same thing, and there's nothing done about it. Like, just ban them.
Yeah,
it's
like
instant.
Stella's OnlyFans, bro. Like, holy shit.
Jeez, is that the RS Stella, like the Stella Trident Stella?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with that chick? Like, what is going on?
I part of me wants to say maybe it's her enemies trying to make her look bad, but I don't believe that because
yeah, I was gonna say,
it is like, literally her OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's getting really bizarre, the kind of shit I'm seeing as well. Just
the one thing I will say is I am absolutely sure that Jagex is obviously aware that it happens, and I'm sure they're aware that they could spend an hour a day, a couple hours a day, like going and clearing out worlds. But for them to just do that repeatedly without ever investing any effort in just eliminating the source of that, I'm assuming they don't want to do that. I'm assuming they would much rather spend their time trying to find a way to eliminate that at the source. Which so far, apparently they fucking haven't. They haven't done anything as far as I could tell. But maybe they're working behind the scenes. I don't know. Like those things do have to go because that is one of the things that cheapens the new player experience. Like, dude, they banned splashing in Lumbridge, so new players wouldn't log on and see a bunch of people randomly doing no damage to rat.
So dumb, yeah.
You know, like
that
they
is
could
really
do
funny.
that, man. At least make the main hub of the game clean. Like, dude, when I played WoW, everyone hung out at the main hub, like way more than they do at RuneScape, because there's, you know, like you basically raided or you stayed at the main hub and like talked to people and did whatever. So it was like socially really, really active, and that place is clean as fuck. Like occasionally there was a gold advertising website, but like not really.
Yeah.
Like it was very clean. So it can't be that hard, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, like, yeah, they could, that it is a possibility. I think it's very unlikely that that's a possibility, that they're just like, oh, we're going to wait until we have some concrete solution for it. It's like, dude, this doesn't even need to be a concrete thing. It's as simple as just having a few P mods that are trusted. If they abuse it, they're banned, you know? So I'm talking like, it's just like, just get a few
hire
people.
The fucking Venezuelan gold farmers, man. Pay them like $10 a day, which is what they'd earn doing Zulrah, and they don't have to work nearly as hard. They just hop a couple worlds every 15 minutes and ban shit, dude, you know?
But then what they're going to do is just like start creating these bots that are auto chatting stuff, and they're gonna like purposely never ban those ones, so they like now have like the cornered.
I understand that suggestion is rife for abuse, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I truly do mean, like, if they could get one, I always throw myself out there. I'm not claiming they need to do this, but I'm, as an example, if they were to just say, hey, Sae Bae, we're gonna allow you to be able to permanently mute accounts. We're going to just, you know, after a week, see if you've abused that, you know? So like, if I have any enemies, I'm just muting random fucking players that haven't done anything wrong. That's it. Then I'd get banned. But it would be as simple as just giving me the power to just mute people permanently. I would just be on my alt on Sae Bae at the Grand Exchange, and accounts would hop to me. And as soon as I see a double message of anything saying .com, like you're just banned. Like you're gone. It's just
get them out of here.
It's so fucking easy. Like it's so easy. You could get hundreds or thousands of accounts gone, and literally by the end of like 3 days, the place would be so fucking cleaned up. And the LMS worlds, I would just be there at an LMS world. At any of them, I'll just hop between them, and as soon as I see anything, it's just, they're clean. It's clean again. It's fucking clean instantaneously. It's crazy how quick it would be. It would be instantaneous, just cleanliness. I don't know. It feels so fucking simple to do, and they just don't do anything about it.
Yeah, it is strange because it's like Jagex makes so much fucking money. They are so they have the resources, bro. Like I won't do, like, I know how much money Jagex makes, dude. Like it's a lot. They post their shit publicly. They have so much money. They have like a 50% profit margin. Like they're just drowning in income, dude. Like they're fine.
Well,
if they can fly out Coxie to RuneFest, they can hire someone to ban bots. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, dude! When is the next in-game or not in-person like event, like Dead Man
You just
Mansions
call
or
that
something?
in game, bro? That's crazy.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't know. I'm hoping they do something like that at the US
Oh
RuneScape
yeah.
event
Did they just
because they were
pull
kind
that,
of
or is that
teasing
actually
that.
happening?
It's not confirmed, but I would bet money on it happening. Like I'm sure it's going to happen, but when, where, and what are probably all still up in the air for a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah, they released one poll about it, or a blog, I guess, and a survey. And then they released a second saying that LA is likely where they'd target, which is an interesting choice. I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
It's good for me because it's fucking close to me, but
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
pretty far from the rest of the US, which is, we're not Europe, bro. You can't drive from one country to another here. Like it's shit's far away here,
It is. That would be a direct flight for me, though. Always a direct flight from where I live, so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope though to have a US experience of it.
Yeah. Well, they said they're planning on doing some sort of in-person event like that.
Mhm.
Which you'd imagine an actual fucking Deadman All-Stars LAN final. Dude, Oda Block wouldn't have to get DDoSed and run to his neighbor's house barefoot and step on a bee on the way, dude. Like it's
Oh
it
my
would be
God.
it'd be so sick. The energy in the crowd would be tight too, I think. That'd just be, if the production is good. Like I love esports in general, and I don't think RuneScape will ever be a good esport, but we have a passionate fan base, and like the energy for those kind of events is just unmatched.
Yeah, I'm very curious what the state of PvP will be like in the next 5 years when more and more upgrades come out. That's something I just don't even want to think about because of how busted. I've been watching some of Dino's like YouTube uploads. Bro, the gear combos you can have, especially with the moon's gear, I don't know what, it's something about the blue moon. There's like some weird effect where you can just like immediately attack afterward or something. It's something crazy.
I don't know. PvP is such a weird thing in
It's
MMOs.
so weird. No, in RuneScape specifically, it's gotten so weird where it used to just be like bring an AGS and your main like auto weapon you're just going to be using, and like that's pretty much the extent of it. Now it's out of control where the just getting into it's got to be the most complex like headache thing if you're going against anybody that's competent. It looks wild out there.
Getting into it is really unfun, actually. It's not fun for newer players, and like I don't know, this has been a debate for the entirety of time with all MMOs where they have PvP and PvM, but gear has to work for both. Like, I think WoW at this point has just made entirely separate sets for PvP, but the problem's not over for WoW because class abilities you also have to take into account. Like those have to be tuned for PvP and for PvM. And so you end up kind of like the wilderness and PvPing in general. You have all these just weird little unintuitive rules that there's no way to know, and like things just work differently in PvP even though it's the same item, and it's like it's I don't know how to solve that. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, it's going to get really chaotic. It's the same thing with Attachmentscape. It's going to get to the point where things just become dead content. Like at some point, we're just going to get so sick and tired of the attachments. It's like, all right, well, we're done with all these attachments, and now it's like the new generation. I think WoW kind of has that where like it's like a new season or something, and it's just everything is just tossed in the bin.
That is one of the minor benefits to having an X-Pack or seasonality based game, is that you just toss everything in the fucking trash and you start new. So like power creep isn't really an issue. Like it doesn't work like that. And RuneScape, we don't have that. Like we have to be very, very mindful of how the game works and longevity.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see though. I mean, seriously, 5-10 years. I don't know what this game's gonna look like. I have hope for it, but it's gonna look so different, I think, because
I mean, look at RuneScape now from when old school released. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not even the same game.
But we're still on that edge where like things that came out 12 years ago actually still are fitting the meta, like somehow. Like you see God Swords. God Swords still have a place in the game, which is crazy. Like you're still using I guess AGS. AGS, ironically, used to be like the one God Sword that everybody would use. It was the most expensive. Now it's like nobody uses an AGS. But like the other three are actually genuinely used. And like, I just feel like we're going to get to the point where all this stuff kind of becomes dead.
We got 5 God Swords.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably easier for Jagex to add like niche or utility kind of
Hmm.
gear to the game. It's probably what they're going to focus on for the time being. Like I don't really know what the next best in slot armor set we're going to get in or get is. The video that I linked to earlier, that guy Penser was calling for, I think, like an upgrade to Inquisitor, like
Mm,
making Crush actually useful because Inquisitor is pretty fucking useless for the most part.
yeah. Let me ask you this though: are you more of a person that likes those big leaps in power? And before you just say no, because I feel like that's an easy thing to just say no objectively, but like there are genuinely people that want like mega rares to have massive power increases so it feels like a mega rare, where I feel like I'm a lot more conservative on that point, where like I just want the very minimal DPS upgrades. I always throw out the example of dragon boots to prims. Like you had the new best in slot boots that cost, the dragon boots cost like fucking 200k at the time, and then you got the new one that has +1 strength over it, and it was like 30 mil. I love that sort of power creep. That's so minimal. And I don't like the shadow coming into the game. It just outclasses the second best. Literally, the previous raid, it was the best in slot magic weapon, the Sanguinesti. It outclasses it by like 30%. It's just like out of control.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I think I maybe have a slightly different opinion, but I think spiritually we kind of want the same thing. Like I do think in general most of our upgrades should be pretty minimal. Like we have to be very careful about what we add, but I'm not to the point where I want every single upgrade to be minimal because power creep is inevitable and I think you can do it in safe and smart ways. And you can even make something that's really, really powerful, that's a big leap in power and still have it feel good. Like the Shadow is an interesting case because they kind of shot themselves in the foot with how they made the Shadow, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about that 2-tick melee weapon earlier, like how it scales insane with strength. Like they basically just did that on steroids for the Shadow. Like they made scaling fucking insane.
Yep.
And like that's something they even knew when they made it, but they're like, hey, this is a problem for later, basically.
Yeah, and they're like, people are gonna love the power that comes with it. Like, it's gonna be fun. Like,
Yeah.
they do recognize, and I also recognize that. I recognize that my view, it almost is like overcompensating for how much power creep we do get. Because I still would be okay with a decent bump in it, but nothing like extreme that we've been seeing. And it goes the same with like drop tables. I don't like it. Like in theory, I like a very conservative drop table on supplies and resources, but I can't lie. As a player, I fucking love it when I'm just getting crazy amounts of GP per hour from doing shit. Like it feels good. So I'm still on the player.
Great,
Yeah.
you know?
It's
No,
hard to
I'm
balance.
really kind of middle of the road. I do like those big bumps in power. Rarely, like if they're going to do it, they really need to make it feel special. Like the Scythe is a good example. Like the Scythe is a fucking massive upgrade over literally anything else, but it's also very expensive. It's hard to get. Like it's got limitations on it. Like it's not good everywhere. You can't use it on a 1x1. Like that's the kind of power creep that I think is good. If we
Yeah.
only ever had really small incremental bumps, it would get boring. Like you need to add a little bit of spice here and there. And it's kind of this is like tangentially related, but when I think about like drop tables, like you were talking about, there are a lot of just giga purists that only want lottery style drop tables where like you either break even, lose money, or maybe make a little bit. And then after 20 hours, you get that big ticket item drop, which I like having a lot of, but I do think it's very nice to have like a Vorkath style drop table.
Yeah.
Like if you just want to grind out and make consistently good money, if you need like a fucking bond or something like that, that's a good option. Like it feels good to have the texture and the variety. And I think that's both for drop tables and for power creep. Like you need a little bit of both.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so before we kind of wrap things up, I have two more things I want to ask, which is, well, the second question, just so I don't forget, is just asking you what you're going to be doing with your content going forward. Sounds like you got like a nice schedule going on and everything. But before I ask you all that and what you're doing with Behemeth and everything else, is what if you could if you could have something either added or taken away from this game, like what would you want to see, I guess? And it can be sort of like directionally or something specific in general. Like what's something that Jagex needs to work on specifically if you had the power to like get it done?
Dude, you know what I would do if they gave me unlimited power? I'd remove stackable clues and the clue timer.
Shit.
I would do that immediately, dude.
Oh shit.
Not even because I care that much, just because
Out of spite.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I liked the old flavor of clues. Honestly, Jagex is doing a great job. Like, I have to give them a lot of props. Like, they are doing very, very well. I don't think there's really anything that I would tell them to do besides maybe, make raids for, like, you have to have a team and make it a boss rush. One of those they're definitely doing. The other one we'll see. I don't like the idea of soloable raids, especially.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, just feels kind of cheap for a raid. Cox is almost a little bit of an exception because you really weren't supposed to solo it. But ironically, that's what led to probably one of the most complex and interesting solo encounters in solo ohm. Is like people like basically broke it. Like they figured out a way that you're not supposed to do it, utilizing the mechanics that we had, and it made it a really fun kind of engaging boss. At least for the rest of the raid sucks, but solo ohm is like a great piece of content for sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, that's cool. I think we're in agreement there. I do like the idea because raids are so few and far between. Just make it so it is basically Taub. Like, I like Taub because if you really want to solo it, fucking go for it. You technically can, but it's gonna be ass.
Yeah, just make it a fucking weighty piece of content. That's what I want.
Yeah. And lastly, how is the content going, and what is your plan now that you're kind of in more of a schedule? Like, it sounds like you made that new hardcore. You're still doing Behemeth 6 days a week. Is there any changes on that, and is there any like new things that we can expect to see from your content?
No, I mean, I'm just really kind of going through a revitalization. I think I've been a little burned out, especially from streaming and a little bit from YouTube over the past year, and I'm finally kind of starting to get the fire again, getting myself in like a healthier schedule and being more just consistent with not only content, but, everything else in my life. So, expect more consistent streams, gamers. We're live every day at 3 p.m. Pacific, except for Wednesday and Thursday. That's my weekend. So tune in if you like my jab. Behemeth, Behemeth is doing so fucking well right now. It's incredible.
Yeah, I see it. The numbers are fucking good. And did RS Chronicles, like, are they even doing their thing anymore?
They do like 1 or 2 videos a week, I think.
They've really,
I don't know,
kind of died off. Feels like
genuinely, I just don't really think there's space for 2 channels like that in the market. Like, they have to do something really, really different. And it's obviously it's a very high quality video. Like they do a lot with editing and whatnot. But unfortunately, they made their channel second, which is not good for that. And I think people just kind of resonate with the slightly more entertaining aspect of it. Funnily enough, when we were acquiring the Behemeth channel, like we were, going over the financials and like view counts and historically how the channel performs to make our offer and stuff like that. And the best month that the channel had ever had was the Oda Block Trident Stella drama, because one of those videos got like 200,000 views or something like that.
Jesus.
And just like, that was just a crazy week. That was the best month in the channel's history, except for last month.
Wow.
We just broke the record with nothing going on besides, people coming over from WoW. And so I really love Behemeth, dude. Ever since the WoW players came over, I'm doing my end of the episode shout out early. All the WoW guys that have come over have been a fucking treat to have in the community, dude. They're super fun. They're super nice. They're great to talk to. Like we did a TOA with them the other day, which was just absolute content. And like historically, everybody knows this. This is an open secret, dude. Behemeth comments is one of the worst places on the fucking planet, bro. They were so bad for so fucking long. Because that is kind of the environment that was fostered by the previous owner. I will say no more. But ever since they came over, the comments have been so nice and like great. And I actually am not afraid to read them anymore. You know what I mean? And it feels like we were given a chance to kind of start anew almost. And we've been working really, really hard on the channel, and it's been paying off a lot. And it is a lot of work, but I'm happy to do it. So
It's really cool to see how consistent you guys have been, and it really, I mean, it is like a full-on team you got over there, because this would be so brutal to upkeep with even one or two people. Like that would just be a nightmare. But the fact that you got this whole system working, and Asterix, does he do all the editing on all of them?
Asterix does every single editing, and Skull does every single thumbnail. We let them take vacations. We don't keep them hostage. So we have a couple backup editors and thumbnail guys that we use on occasion. But they're violently fucking consistent. They're actually they are instrumental for the community. I don't know how the fuck Behe did this all by himself, dude.
Yeah, fucking hell. There's a reason he sold it. He's like, just get it out of here. I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah, when he first started, he made every video. He edited every video. Like it was basically, it takes on average probably about 6 hours of work, maybe 7, 8 if it's a more intense video from all parties involved, like 8 man hours maximum. And doing that with a wife and 2 kids and a full-time job is fucking crazy to me, you know?
That is nuts.
But yeah, he paid off his mortgage, so he sold it to us now.
Yeah, and I've seen him like trying to revive that other Behe channel, or Behemeth channel. I don't even know.
It was the old channel that got demonetized, I think.
Yeah. So what is he doing over there? Just kind of fucking around? Because he still occasionally hosts your guys's, like, right?
Yeah.
Or is that sort of stopped?
Yeah, he doesn't do that anymore. We could talk off stream. But yeah, like he'll always help out if we need like a cover. Like he still exists. Like he's behind the scenes. He helps out with stuff. But he is more or less retired. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's more of just like a passion project for him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Because I was subscribed to it still, and I actually thought it was your guys' channel. Briefly, and then I was like looking through. I was like, no, dude, this is not an Asterix production.
I got a fucking notification, and I was like, what video did we upload? Like, we're not supposed to upload a video right now. And then I looked, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not us.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah. Cool, man. It's always nice to hear this sort of revival. It sounds like you're in a good place right now, and good luck on the gym gains as well. That's always cool hearing. Getting back into like a routine with that. I've been. Finally, I feel like I've been very plateaued with my fitness. Like I still exercise daily and everything, and I'm eating relatively all right. But I think one of the things I had been really stalling on for so long was eating more. Like I've literally been basically plateaued at the same weight for like, I don't know, a year. And like, to be fair, like my body composition has improved, but just so mildly. I'm like, okay, you know what? This fall and winter, I am finally going to just say fuck it. I'm gonna get fluffy and I'm gonna eat. Like I'm just gonna eat more because you have gotten
to the point. Yeah, you really have. You've gotten to the point where like just being consistent and healthy, like you're at that point. That's where that will take you to. Yep. To break through, like you have to change something up. Like you have to adopt a new program. You got to eat more. You have to be even more focused with it. Good luck, man. Good luck.
Thank you. You too. What's exactly you're just powerlifting and sort of are you trying to like cut weight a little bit? Or are you trying to just bulk or like I don't actually
I am not at all concerned with my body weight currently. I could if I wanted to be like pretty lean, I could lose 20 pounds and look pretty fucking good. But right now I'm just building the consistency again and building the strength.
I see. Nice.
Because that's, I've got a 3-month powerlifting program I'm running. And then when that's over, I'll kind of take a look at my stats, where I am, and then maybe adopt a newer, tougher program. The one that I'm running right now is really fucking hard. It's that. I'm doing that, and I'm trying to get 10,000 steps a day, too. Those are my 2 goals.
Hell yeah. Well, nice. Tasty. Always a pleasure having you on. This is great.
Thank you for having me.
Nice catching up. We'll have to catch up next year as well. Once sailing drops as well, we'll do like a postmortem, I guess, on just like how sailing that just was received by the community. And
we could do a pre-mortem to announce our next group hardcore too, whenever that happens.
Fucking big
We
dog.
can theorize how it's going to end, bro.
Tasty, I fucking appreciate you. I'm going to have all of Tasty's links down in the description, so go check out. And I'm going to have the Behemeth highlights. If you're not following that would be shocking to me, but definitely go check that out. And we will catch you boys in the next one. Peace.
Good night.